Everybody hit that like button. We'll be on the air in just a couple of moments. Let me get my, let's see. Oh, yes. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hey, everybody, tell me where you are watching us from in the chat room, and if you know the temperature, where you're at, like what state. You don't have to be more specific than that if you don't want to, and what the temperature is. If you know what it is.
One of the preventable measures that is most effective is wearing the proper shoes. Call the Soul Authority at 954-597-7060 or online at thesoulauthority.com. That's THESO.
South Carolina 38. Oh my goodness.
Tell them Steve Kane sent you.
Hey guys, Brian Craig here. I have the MyPillow slippers, and Mike Lindell, he's right. These are the most comfortable slippers I've ever worn. And you can get them for 40% off at mypillow.com.
3628. Oh my goodness.
One of our listeners called in on the air and told us about his experience with the
Right now, it's 57 degrees, which is very cold for us here in South Florida. And the high is going to be, what's the high going to be today? 73, which is kind of cold for us. 48 in Jacksonville, Jacqueline. Oh, my goodness. 22 in Wisconsin. 22 in Tennessee. Oh, my goodness. If it was in the 20s here, the Governor DeSantis, would have to declare a state of emergency. They'd shut everything down. 57, that's what it is here. Same temperature as in Tampa. I was asking everybody to tell us where they're at and what the temperature is, if they know. 43 in Douglas, Georgia. Oh, my goodness. South Carolina. Welcome, welcome, welcome. 34 in Ohio.
By the way, when you use the promo code Kane and check out, 40% off the MyPillow slippers, 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper, and you get 2 free MyPillows with it, so it's great. Well, that's awesome. Order your MyPillow My Slippers 40% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, at mypillow.com, or call 1-800-716-4879.
Well, Cleveland, you got the cold air coming off the lake. 12. Oh, my goodness. Here we go. It's showtime.
Throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables.
Good morning, everyone. Make sure you like the video if you're just joining. If you're new to the stream, make sure that you subscribe. Click the notification bell. And everybody that's already subbed, check and make sure you've got the notification bell clicked. That helps me out a lot. And liking the video helps spread the word about the stream. So if you could like the video right now, that'd be amazing. Here we go. Good morning, everyone. Yes, yes, yes. 5 minutes after the hour, my name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. And of course, this is the most important Steve Kane Show of the week because this is not just our live morning drive edition on this Friday morning, but our overnight rebroadcast for the whole weekend. And we are live on the radio Monday through Friday from 6 until 9 a.m. And then 7 nights a week, we have an overnight rebroadcast, midnight till 6 a.m., 7 nights a week. And the Friday show is the most important show of the week. It is Friday, right? It better be Friday. I got plans. The Friday show just on our radio stations. I'm not including iHeartRadio. I'm not including the TuneIn app, my YouTube channel, our radio station app, the live stream at stevekaneshow.com, and all the other places that carry this show with and without our permission. Just on our radio stations, the Friday edition of the Steve Kane Show will air a total of 35 times before we return live to you Monday morning at 6 a.m. So we want to make sure the Friday show is the best, as every show's the best, though, isn't it? They just get better every day. Well, we've got a lot to talk about. It is a little chilly here in sunny South Florida. 57 degrees at the radio station right now. Oh, my goodness. That's cold for us. I did not wear a jacket or anything. High today, 73. So it's a little chilly for Floridians today, but that's okay. I'll tell you where it's hot. That's in D.C. because Biden is screwed. Things are not going well. Biden lost everything yesterday. We're going to talk a lot about that on the program today. But I wanted to start by a shocking interview by the Today Show over on NBC with Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris was humiliated by NBC News and the Today Show. She was shocked, she was stunned, she was left speechless, and she started to lose her cool. I'm going to play you the clip in just a moment. But this clip you're going to hear, it's hard to believe this is from NBC's Today Show. They want Kamala out. They want her out. Listen to this. This is the Today Show. Kamala Harris. I'll just play the whole thing, and then we'll go back and talk about it.
To see the same Democratic ticket in 2024?
Oh, wait a minute. Did I didn't have it queued up just right. Hold on. Let me start it over again. I don't want to miss 1 millisecond of this.
Are we going to see the same Democratic ticket in 2024?
I'm sorry,
Now that, did you hear the pause? I'll play the whole thing, but this is amazing. Are we going to see the same 2024 ticket? Is that even up for debate? That's just an assumption that the vice president's going to run as the running mate with the president. See, this is foreshadowing. This is NBC News doing a Powder Puff Today Show interview, supposedly. They are starting to ask the question among liberal journalists to her so that they can prepare the Democrat voters for a different vice presidential nominee. This is great. I love it. Today Show, NBC News.
Are we going to see the same Democratic ticket in 2024?
I'm sorry, we are thinking about today. I mean, honestly, I know why you're asking the question, because this is the part of the punditry and the gossip around places like Washington, D.C. Let me just tell you something. We're focused on the things in front of us. We're focused on what we need to do to address issues like affordable childcare, what we need to do to ensure.
So there'll be no conversations about 2024?
The American people sent us here to do a job. And right now there's a lot of work to be done, and that's my focus.
It sounds
sincerely.
Like you're at least familiar with some of the punditry. I don't know if you've heard that there's been some talk about a Biden-Cheney ticket perhaps in 2024. Did you read that article?
I did not. No, I did not, and I really could care less about the high-class gossip on these issues.
Wow. Now, if that was like, Fox or Newsmax or something like that, it would be, okay, it'd be one thing. But that is NBC News' The Today Show that's asking the question. So I think the decision has already been made to dump Kamala Harris. I think it's already been made. They've been after her from the beginning. Jill Biden doesn't like her, right? Because she humiliated Joe in that first debate, and she's really running Joe around. The decision has been made to drop Kamala, and it doesn't look like they're doing it in a nice way. Remember, I don't know, a few months ago, they were talking about maybe putting her on the Supreme Court or something. And now it doesn't look like that is going to be what happens. It looks like they're just looking to dump her. She really screwed up giving up that Senate seat. I'm trying to find a place where you can see those. She could have been in the Senate in California for the rest of her life. And she got talked into being the vice president, and now they're dumping her. And you know what's going to happen when they dump her? That'll be it for her. She'll become the president of the Urban League or something. But that will be the end of her. Vice presidents go nowhere. And it's been a long time, and I don't think any of us are alive since a vice president has not been chosen as the running mate for the president in the re-election. When's the last time that happened? It's been a long time. It's been a long time. It used to be a semi-regular thing. Lincoln had 2 vice presidents. How many vice presidents did FDR have? I can't remember. Was it 2 or 3? 2? I don't remember. But that was a long time ago. We're in a new era. Kamala Harris has been fired by the Bidens. And she was not expecting that to come up in that interview. You could tell by how shocked and stunned she was. Oh my goodness, that's some great stuff. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. I'd like to hear your thoughts on that. Then she was talking about the senators. Let's just play that, see what she had to say.
I will not absolve the 50 Republicans in the United States Senate from responsibility for upholding one of the most basic and important tenets of our democracy, which is free and fair elections and access to the ballot for all eligible voters.
What about Senator Manchin? What about Senator Sanders?
I don't think anyone should be absolved from the responsibility of preserving and protecting our democracy, especially when they took an oath to protect and defend our Constitution.
Okay. So Kamala Harris, who has been fired by Joe Biden, obviously, by the other question I played to you, is talking about people being denied the right to vote. Now, here we are in 2022. Is there anyone legally eligible to vote who's being denied the right to vote today? Anyone? Can someone share with me an example of someone today, 2022? I don't want to hear about 1922. I'm talking about 2022. Who is legally eligible to vote? Who is being denied that right? I heard a lot about voting rights yesterday, as if people are being denied that right. I don't know of anyone. If you are someone who is being denied your right to vote that you're legally entitled to, please call and tell us about it, because I don't care if you're a Democrat, Republican, or member of Communist Party USA, everyone, as far as I know, has a right to vote, and I want to know who is not being allowed to vote that I keep hearing the media and the Democrats talk about. Our number, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. I talked to Steve this morning, who completely COVID-free now. I can tell by talking to him. And he'll be joining us today. I think he's going to... yesterday he was on the phone, so it was a little difficult, but he's going to, I believe, be in his home radio studio today. Oh, man, if you guys would have talked to Steve last Friday and last Saturday like I did, and you heard him today, you'd be like, wow, I can't... He was really bad. And I got some updates on our listener, Sarah, who is still in the hospital. Sarah, she has been in the hospital since before Thanksgiving. She's off the ventilator. She's doing very, very well. There's a lot of, I guess, therapy that's involved when someone's removed from a ventilator. But she's doing much, much better, and she beat COVID too. But she's been in the hospital a long time. Before Thanksgiving, she's still in the hospital. But she beat the COVID, which is a good thing. I don't know everything about her health history, but I believe that she is in the hospital mainly now because the rehabilitation that's required when you're removed from a ventilator. She's COVID-free at this point, just like Steve Kane. So that's good news. All right, let's take our first break of the day. If you're on hold, stand by. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. It's a toll-free call. We will be back right after this break. Don't go anywhere.
The third year of COVID, it hit the country.
Steve Kane Show.
Hit the country hard for a lot of reasons.
Hey, man.
One of the reasons that we were hit the hardest is we weren't prepared when it came to PPE, because everything was manufactured in China. On the line, we have former Congressman David Emery. He's now CEO of Strategic Manufacturers, a subsidiary of SBDG. He wants to bring PPE manufacturing back here to the United States. David Emery, what's the big deal about nitro gloves and PPE?
Well, you said it in the introduction. We weren't prepared. Well over 90% of the gloves that we use are manufactured overseas. We were gouged. So your average physician, nurse, emergency worker simply couldn't get the gloves to keep them and their patients safe. And that's intolerable.
Michael Golden, $5 super chat. Thank you. Everyone, please thank Michael for that. Kamala lost her cackle. Mike from Massapequa. Yeah, she did. She was so shocked she had no cackle.
Well, the reason we can't is because we haven't. We gave it up. It was a policy for 3 or 4 decades that we build all the fancy stuff here and all the average stuff we import. And now we're paying the price for it. We certainly can build things here. We have the skills, but we have to have the willpower to do so. And that is the central focus of SMI. Bring manufacturing back to the United States. To we believe that this is not only profitable, but will lead the way for other companies in the future to continue the trend to remove dependence on foreign resources for critical materials.
Now, people who are in the listening audience who want to participate, who want to help make us independent when it comes to PPE, how can they participate?
Well, go to our website, sbdgstock.com, and you'll find additional information. Investment opportunities are available for accredited investors. And if you're an accredited investor, you'll know what that means. But it's really critical for American citizens, government, policymakers, business and industry, labor, to get behind this effort to bring manufacturing of strategic materials, critical materials, back to the United States. And that is what SMI is all about.
To learn more about strategic manufacturers or to get information on becoming an investor, call 919-654-6870. 919-654-6870. Online, strategicmanufacturers.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for WW.
All righty. 18 minutes after the hour, I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Our number toll free, 1-888-GO-KANE, 1-888-465-2631. Have you seen there's these photos that have come out that they are building a concrete wall around the front of the White House, well inside of the fence around the White House. The walls didn't work. Why are they building a wall there? I don't get it. Right? They wouldn't finish the border wall, but they're building a wall. It makes no sense. All right, let's go to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
This is Mike from Louisiana.
Oh, hey, Mike.
You know, one thing, first things first, it's like 51 degrees here, and that's what it is. I mean, it's going to be a cool weekend here.
Yeah, it's 57 here. So that 57 is, that's cold for us in Florida.
Right. The way I can describe that interview from Kamala Harris in that interview is deer in the headlights.
Yeah. Yeah, some people in the chat room noticed she didn't have her cackle. She was so upset and shocked there was no cackle.
No, there was no cackle, and that's the thing. Look, I don't want to get into how she got into politics in the first place, but this was her being on this ticket. We know that Jill Biden doesn't like her. Her being on this ticket was all about Obama. Obama wanted her there.
Yes. Well, now they all want her out. And, you know, she was set up by this interview on the Today Show. You know what I was talking about, this is what you call foreshadowing. They're setting the stage, preparing their people for this to happen.
Right. Remember the whole flap up with Dan Quayle and potato and potato and all that stuff?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not bad. I've never heard it a question. You just assume the vice president's running with the president for re-election. This is a new thing. Now, yesterday I played a caller that, somebody that left a message on our voicemail that was doing an imitation of Doug, conservative Doug. Remember? I don't know. Did you hear that on the show yesterday? Well, apparently I got another voicemail. I think it's from the same guy. Now he's doing an imitation of you, Mike from Louisiana. Do you want to hear it? Okay. Now this is now again. I was telling you guys about this earlier in the week. People leave messages on our voicemail all the time, and I'm going to start playing some of them on the air on occasion. So this guy here, he called in, and it was really rude. I thought it was a pretty good imitation, and I told Doug he should be honored. Somebody is imitating him and going to a lot of trouble. And I said, it sounds like they got a script going on and everything. So they wanted to respond to that conversation, and they did it by calling in, imitating you, Mike from Louisiana. Let me pull it up. I'm glad you called in so I can play it to you. Here we go. This is the caller imitating Mike from Louisiana. I think it's not a bad imitation. Let me know what you think.
This is Matt from Louisiana. You know, I was listening to the guy imitating Doug, and I think he's a working man overnight. I don't think he's a drug. And, you know, I think he imitates, or rather, the people that he imitates, he likes. So, I think he is maybe a frustrated performer.
He's talking about himself.
I don't know. But this is Mike from Louisiana. Oh, and I don't think he does scripts. I think he does it all off the cuff. Anyway, Mike from Louisiana, signing off.
What do you think? That's not bad.
That ain't bad, and to tell you the truth, I mean, a lot of that stuff, hey.
See, did you think it was you at all for a second? I don't remember making that call.
I thought it was me, and now
Concerning Doug's
I would have changed that whole him being a frustrated.
No, he wasn't talking about you. He was imitating you talking about himself. He's a frustrated performer. That's what he was. He was talking about himself there, not you.
Right. I wouldn't be calling myself a frustrated performer because he's good at.
Well, what callers? And I'll throw this out. What callers would you like to hear him do an impression of? I think Richie the bus driver would be a good one.
Oh yes, Richie the bus driver, and
Greg too. I'd like to hear a Greg too. Yeah.
If he could carry it off, there are a couple of the female callers I like, but I don't know if he could carry it off a female.
I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I'd like to hear him do a Richie the bus driver though.
Yeah, that would be very good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Mike from Louisiana. Take care. Thanks for the call. Yeah, I don't mind. I don't mind playing these calls. Hey, it's an honor to have people imitate you. So, Doug's was. I think his Doug was better than his Mike from Louisiana. There's no doubt about that. All right, our number toll free 1-888 GO KANE 1-888-465-2631. Have you seen the story? I'm sure you have about the Oath Keepers. I've got something coming up on that in just a bit. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, this is Melissa from Pompano Beach.
Hey, Melissa. What's up?
I just want to let you know, I was going to call in yesterday because I watch you on YouTube on one TV in my Florida room, and then in the other TV in my living room, which I can see from there. I have NBC on, which I usually don't watch, but it's just updates, whatever, and it's on mute. And when I saw that come on, so I didn't want to, with the interview, I was like, oh, what's going on?
Are you talking about the Kamala interview?
So then I got off the treadmill, and then, because you went to commercial break, and I was watching it, and I'm like, oh, this is on NBC. This is crazy. I knew, and I called my girlfriend, who's a huge Trump supporter, too, and she's like, what? Because she doesn't live,
Oh, this is interesting. You're MAGA. Are you gay? You lesbian?
Who, me?
Oh, okay. Oh, you said girlfriend. I thought you might be like lesbians for Trump.
No, I'm not gay.
Oh, okay.
What's wrong with that? No. But I just called her, and
no, I knew she was.
I know what she meant. This is on NBC. So then she turned on her TV, and then she started watching it, and she's like, oh my gosh. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be huge. Because she just got torn apart. I mean, she was just so blindsided. It was funny. And then I went back to my treadmill because I was waiting, because then, they were going to take a break, and she was coming back on in the third hour. So then I was watching you again. It was just, I think, it was awesome.
Well, this is the deal, okay? I'll play the clip again in a minute after I'm done with this call for people that didn't hear it at the top. But Kamala Harris was ambushed on NBC's The Today Show yesterday. She was ambushed. And NBC, they are the Pravda of the Democrat Party and of the Biden White House. So this did not just happen by accident. I don't know the name of the guy that interviewed her, the guy that he's leaning back in his chair with his legs crossed like he couldn't be bothered, Mr. Joe Cool Casual, he thinks he's Billy D. Williams or something, this guy. But I've seen him around. I don't know his name. I've seen him on MSNBC. I guess he got promoted. This was the White House who set this up with NBC because they want Kamala out. They want her out. And, you know, this thing he talked about, Liz Cheney, that's ridiculous. Liz Cheney's not going to be running with Biden. Although you never know. You know, the Republican and the Democrat establishment may unite against MAGA. But that seems a little far-fetched for me. But for them to bring this up on an uber-liberal outlet like that has never had a negative word to say about a Democrat, that's history right there. That's television history we just witnessed.
No, it was even better was when she'll probably play the clip, I don't know, about the whole, the test kits being sent out, when they're going to be sent out.
Oh, I didn't play that clip. What did she say with that?
Oh, no, he's like, so when are they going out?
She had
she's
no
like,
idea.
soon.
She didn't know. She had no idea.
And then he pushed her on it. Like, no one really pushes anyone in the White House. But anyway, he's like, well, what is soon? Next week? She goes, maybe next week.
See, she is, she's completely out of the loop at the White House. They don't bring her in meetings. They don't brief her. She doesn't know what they're doing.
Listen to them. I don't know. So then, after they took the commercial break, when they went back to he said that they contacted the makers of whatever product, I don't know whatever kit things are. They said they got in contact with the company, and they didn't say the word miracle, but the guy, whoever he is, he said, but the company said, like, there's no way they're going to be sent out next week.
Mm-hmm.
He confirmed with the company, which just made it look all the work for her and even Biden. I mean, because
Well, and I'll tell you something here. So far as these tests, I don't rely on anything like that that the government does. Okay, I don't trust the test to be the top test because it's the government. You're going to send it back to somebody that's working with the government to do the results? That's insane to me. Well, would you trust that federal government with something like that? You know, and I'll tell you, my wife got tested. My wife, during the show yesterday morning, I didn't even know until she was done, she went to any lab test now of Boca. She has to get lab tests done every week for her doctors, you know, so she went to get her lab test, and she had COVID testing done when she was there at any lab test now of Boca. It took like 10 minutes, and she was home. But, you know, it's important to get tested. Steve just got over COVID, and he got tested, and he had a positive result. He kept it from me because I'm such a worrywart. But he got tested, and what he did is he isolated himself at home from the rest of the family, so he didn't give it to everybody. And, you know, so that's why I've been tested so many times. Oh, he's totally cured. He's totally cured. I was talking to him this morning. Today, he said today's the first day he feels like he's completely back to normal. I was talking to him this morning on the way into the radio station, so he'll be joining us. Yesterday, he was on the phone, and, he was taking some over-the-counter, like, cold medications and things like this. That's all. Steve did not go to the hospital, and he didn't go to his doctor the whole time he had COVID.
Go to the hospital.
Me, when he told me on Saturday, I was like, go to the emergency room. And I talked to him on Sunday morning. I said, go to the emergency room, get the monoclonal, because he knew about it. I just was learning about it. He's like, no, I'm going to write it out. And it seemed like he knew what he was doing. I said, that's crazy, Steve. I'd go to the hospital. He did not, so, you know.
Either. But I will say I've been to the place out in West Boca, the annual lab test now. I haven't been in a while because I haven't had to, but I've been there, and it's a good place.
It is very good, and they treat everybody very, very well. Hey, listen, take care. Thanks for the call. All right, take care. Yeah, let me take this opportunity to talk about any lab test now of Boca and Coral Springs. Listen, there's lots of any lab test nows around, but only the Coral Springs and Boca locations are sponsoring the Steve Kane Show, so don't use the rest, okay? Now, my wife and myself and my daughter, we go there for all our lab tests. They don't just do COVID testing. They do all the lab testing that you need at very, very low prices, in and out in just a few minutes. I go there for my lab test with my doctor. My wife sees a lot of doctors. She goes there. It's so lickety-split, in and out. They also have all the COVID testing you need. They have same-day PCR, whatever test you need, if it's for traveling, if it's for work, if it's for school, if it's just for peace of mind. They have the antigen test, antibody test, all the tests. Whatever COVID test there is, they have it at both locations. Very low prices, and again, same-day PCR testing. Any lab test now of Coral Springs is on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood over by the Coral Square Mall, No appointments necessary, and you hear about people, I hear about people in New York waiting hours for tests. You go to any lab test now of Coral Springs or Boca Raton without an appointment, you're in and out in just a couple minutes, like my wife was yesterday. And by the way, they're all, both locations are also open on Saturdays. Any lab test now of Boca is in the Sandalwood Plaza. That's where the Western Beef is. South of Palmetto, north of Hillsborough, on the east side of 441. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. All right, let's take our break for the bottom of the hour. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back right after this.
Brian Craig here. Conservative Doug called me up live on the air to tell me about his experience at Friendly Tire.
I took ball tires in the back of my Infiniti. I called them up, and I always check prices first. Half the price of everybody else.
Half the price? Half the price at Friendly Tire. Wow.
Half the price, and not only that, his tires, which nobody had, the tires I was looking at had any mileage guarantee. That is a 16,000 mile warranty. So
wow.
they're not only half the price, the price is good.
So you're a repeat customer over there at Friendly Tire. You bought new tires, right? So you bought new tires, because they also sell used tires, starting at just $30 for most sizes. But you bought new tires, and they were half the price at Friendly Tire than at the other tire shops around town. That is phenomenal, and came with a 60,000 mile warranty on the tires. That's great.
Oh, is Sarah? Oh, Sarah's in the chat. I didn't see that. Hey, Sarah. Sarah's back in the chat.
Of your old tires, the price that they give you are out the door and on the road. And
everybody should go there. I don't know how anybody can buy tires anyplace else. This guy is the best prices.
That's right. That's right. So listen, give Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire a call. His number, 954-977-9445. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net, or you can just stop right in. The address is listed at stevekaneshow.com. 5415 Northwest 15th Street in Margate, and that's just a little north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Well, Conservative Doug, thanks so much, and I'm glad you got such a great deal on your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call Laporta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at laportacontracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to The Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for W.
All right, welcome back, everyone. I'm Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show, on the radio since 1977. You know, we were talking about Sarah in the hospital with COVID. She beat COVID. She's been in the hospital since before Thanksgiving. She's off the vent, and for the first time, she's in our chat room on YouTube Live participating, so you can go and say hi to her if you like. All right, now, before I get into some new stuff, just let me replay what I started with, the humiliation of Kamala Harris. Kamala Harris on the Today Show was completely humiliated, and what was a setup interview by the White House. Jill and Joe certainly behind it. Listen to this.
Are we going to see the same Democratic ticket in 2024?
I'm sorry, we are thinking about today. I mean, honestly, I know why you're asking the question, because this is part of the punditry and the gossip around places like Washington, D.C. Let me just tell you something. We're focused on the things in front of us. We're focused on what we need to do to address issues like affordable child care, what we need to do to ensure...
So there'll be no conversations about 2024?
The American people sent us here to do a job. And right now there's a lot of work to be done, and that's my focus.
It sounds
sincerely.
like you're at least familiar with some of the punditry. I don't know if you've heard that there's been some talk about a Biden-Cheney ticket perhaps in 2024. Did you read that article?
I did not. No, I did not, and I really could care less about the high-class gossip on these issues.
Wow, that's it. I mean, she was in shock. Kamala out. Kamala out. Who are they going to plug? You know, this shows a deep divide inside the Democrats, and she gets passed over. They're in big trouble. Do you think Kamala Harris, you know, they obviously offered her some type of deal that she turned down, like promising her some fancy job, UN ambassador, Supreme Court nomination. They don't have a vacancy, you know, and whatever they offered her, she turned down. And now they're announcing to the world that she's not on the ticket next time. Now, how do you think Kamala will take that when it happens, being fired? Will she just take it sitting down and be quiet and go along and pretend that this is what I always wanted? Now I can pursue my dreams of writing a book or some crap that people always say. Or will she sabotage? I think she'll sabotage. There's no way she's going down without griping about it in a big way. This is wonderful. Don't forget, tomorrow night, Arizona Trump rally. I'm going to be watching on Newsmax, probably flipping between Newsmax and Right Side Broadcasting. And I know some of you watch it on One American News. That's fine. But I like Newsmax and I like Right Side Broadcasting on YouTube, my friends over there. And those are the two places I'll be watching it. You know, the thing about Right Side Broadcasting on YouTube, when you watch the Trump rallies, is they're there all day out in the crowd talking to people in line, talking to people that are there. And it's like a festival, right? Like Woodstock, except MAGA. It's like a MAGA Woodstock, the Trump rallies. And this rally in Arizona is very important. It's a Trump rally. It's the first Trump rally of the election season. And this is what I'm expecting to become a weekly event with President Trump. Things are going to change when that happens. But this one very specifically is for Kari Lake, who's running for governor in Arizona. And she's a big deal out there. She was a big deal on TV. Remember, she left that local Fox News affiliate. She's running for governor, and she's favored to win. And I'm sure there'll be some people running for congressional seats, too, out there. But it's a very important rally because it's the first. And, you know, I expect saboteurs. I don't think Fox News will carry it. I really do not think Fox News will carry the Trump rally in Arizona. Although they are making a lot of changes. But if they don't carry it, that's fine with me. It's just another tell that lets people know what they're all about. And hopefully people will switch to Newsmax TV, which is my favorite, you know. But this Trump rally is going to be a very important rally. And he has already said, President Trump, he's going to be talking about a lot of things that are very important that are going on in the current news cycle. And I'm very much looking forward to that. And if you're in Arizona and you can go to that rally, go if you can. If you've never, I've been to a few Trump rallies. They are amazing experiences. If you've never been to one, please go. When he comes to your town, it's an amazing, amazing experience. And everybody there's family. Everybody. Except the trolls that, you know, that Trump says, go home to mommy. But this rally, they're probably telling him not to do it. But he's going to do it because of what's going on with Iran. Now, Jen Psaki, do I have the Jen Psaki clip? Let me see if I've got the soundbite of Jen Psaki. I know I pulled it up. Let me see. Yes, okay. Jen Psaki is a disgusting person. And yesterday, the way she behaved in the White House press briefing, she should be fired. Now, you may have seen this, certainly you've heard of it, that Iran made a video about a drone strike on President Trump at Mar-a-Lago. Have you seen this? You've heard about it? It's disgusting. And Jen Psaki was asked about it, and she did not condemn the video or Iran for making it. And she was asked about it in the White House press briefing yesterday. Let me play this to you. What a disgusting, low-life woman she is. Listen, Jen Psaki yesterday.
I have a a question about a video that the Iran Supreme Leader posted on his website that appears to show a robot conducting a drone strike, killing the former president at his Mar-a-Lago golf club.
You know, I don't know who this reporter is. What is he? The former president whose name shall not be mentioned. They're doing this Harry Potter thing. He whose name shall not be mentioned. The former president. You mean President Trump? They don't even say former President Trump. They just say the former president whose name shall not be mentioned. These are really sick people. But anyway.
I have a question about a video that the Iran Supreme Leader posted on his website that appears to show a robot conducting a drone strike, killing the former president at his Mar-a-Lago golf club. Is the intelligence community assessing this threat and working with former President Trump to offer protection of any kind?
I'm not going to speak to the work of our intelligence community. Obviously, the kind of rhetoric or video from the Supreme Leader is something that we've seen, offensive rhetoric and behavior in the past. But I'm not going to speak to more specifics of internal discussion.
And that was it. She didn't condemn the video. She didn't condemn Iran, and she didn't. What a snot. What a snot. These Democrats have gotten really bad. When Bill Clinton first became president, I know, she's a lowlife. She should be fired for that. Didn't even condemn it. Why do you think that is? Because she hates Trump. When Bill Clinton first became president, he was not even fully moved into the White House yet, and he ordered a strike on Iraq. And the reason he did this is because it had been foiled, but Saddam Hussein had planned an assassination attempt on Bush 41 when he was visiting Kuwait. Didn't happen, then it was stopped. And Bill Clinton bombed Iraq over this. And I mean, he was barely in the White House. I mean, it was like, I don't remember how soon, but it couldn't have been more than 2 weeks. Any of you guys remember that? I remember like it was yesterday. And George Stephanopoulos was the White House press spokesperson at the time. And there's always been these two parties that go after each other, but not like this. This new Democrat Party are sicko lowlives who are so consumed with hate that they can't even condemn the Iranian video. She should be fired. She should be called out by every person in the media as an irresponsible lowlife. When she speaks, she's speaking for Biden. She did not even condemn it. My goodness. Things have changed in the Democrat. This is not your father's or grandfather's Democrat Party. Not that the Democrats have ever been good people, okay? But they're at a whole new place of disgust right now. Let's take our last break of the first hour. Our number is toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. 888-465-2631. I want to tell you guys about Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, where they will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle does not need. They work on all the cars in my family, all the cars in Steve's family, and I know they work on a lot of your vehicles too. They're so reliable, so honest, their prices are so low. We have listeners that drive over an hour each way to have their cars repaired and maintained at Champagne Automotive in Boca. Isn't that something? Yeah. They're very, very good. Very, very good. Very honest. And you ladies out there, a lot of women are afraid to go to the mechanic. I get it. You don't know much about cars. That's okay. They will take very good care of you. A lot of women, their dads took care of the car for them. Their husbands took care of the car for them, and their husband's not around anymore, or dad's not around anymore, and they don't know what to. Don't worry, Champagne Automotive will take great care of you. And they will never do a repair on your vehicle that your vehicle does not need. You've heard me tell many times the story of Steve's son. Took his car to have it looked over at another shop, and they analyzed it, gave him a printout, and then he took the car right up to Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca, had them look at it, and the first place told him that he needed $843.12 in repairs and maintenance that the car did not need. They were stealing from him at the other place. Isn't that something? I know. It's absolutely amazing. Champagne Automotive, never do repair on your car that it doesn't need. And they work on all makes and models, new cars, old cars, commercial vehicles, whatever you got, they can take care of it for you. Let me give you the number. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. And make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio. All right, we'll be right back.
Brian Craig here. I've been telling you for years how great MyPillow products are, but don't just take my word for it. This is one of our listeners, Todd. He bought the MyPillow mattress topper, and he called us live on the radio to tell us about his experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Yeah, I'm calling to get testimonial about my pillow topper.
You ordered the MyPillow, the mattress topper?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, tell me about it.
Well, I was thinking about buying a new mattress because my old mattress was getting old. So my wife's like, why don't you try that pillow, that mattress top? So I went on, I used your promo code Kane. I got great price. Got it home, and I've been using it for the last 3 nights. It's fantastic.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's like a whole new mattress.
I've talked to other listeners with the MyPillow mattress topper, and they come in all sizes. The mattress companies have turned into con artists. When I was a kid, mattresses were two-sided. You'd have the mattress, then after a while you'd flip it over. Now you can't flip mattresses anymore. They don't make them that way anymore because people weren't buying mattresses enough. So the mattress companies stopped making two-sided mattresses, and mattresses are expensive. I've had to buy a new mattress, and mattresses can cost well over, just for a regular normal mattress, over $1,000. So that MyPillow mattress topper is a big savings. It saved you from buying a new mattress and turned your whole bed into a MyPillow.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I really love it. I sleep really good.
Well, that's great. Well, I appreciate that. You guys out there, remember, promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. Now, when you use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com, save 30% off your MyPillow mattress topper and receive 2 free MyPillows. But you got to use the promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper. Turn your old mattress into a big MyPillow mattress. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio.
Oh man, I woke up this morning on my MyPillow mattress topper, and it is so comfortable, man. I can't tell you that. Those of you that have the MyPillow mattress topper, you know what I'm talking about. I woke up in that MyPillow mattress topper, of course, my MyPillow 100% Giza cotton sheets as well, and with my MyPillow under my head. But that mattress topper, I just felt so comfortable, so well rested. It's so soft, so perfect, fits the body so well. It's just total serenity as you're lying in bed with that. And it makes a great Valentine's Day gift for your Valentine, your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend. And you guys out there, it's great for your kids too. Your kids need a good night's sleep. Comes in all sizes that mattresses come in, including the RV Queen, which I didn't even know was a size. And make sure you use our promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, 30% off. This is the 3-inch MyPillow mattress topper, and you get 2 free MyPillows. You can also order by phone, 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. All right, welcome back, everyone. Yeah, so that, you may have heard, if you listen to my podcast, Glenn Beck has COVID. It's the second time he's had COVID. And I did hear him on Mark Levin. He did not sound well. He did not sound as bad as Steve did last week, I'll tell you that. But he's unvaccinated. And you know how Jen Psaki won't condemn Iran, with the video there? Glenn Beck, he's being talked about in all the media, and it's always unvaccinated. Glenn Beck has COVID for the second time. And I heard the interview with Levin. I read about it yesterday, but I listened to it this morning before I left the house to come to the radio station. And he did say it's moved into his lungs, that's not good. But I must tell you, my first, and I'll throw this out to you guys to let me know what you think about this at 1-888-GO-KANE-1, 888-465-2631. My first thought with Glenn Beck was I believed him that he had COVID, but I'm not denying that he has COVID. I'm not, But I thought it was kind of a publicity stunt, too, that he was exploiting it for publicity because he's jealous of Joe Rogan. everyone talking about, and that there may be some truth to that, but if you heard even the clip online somewhere of Glenn Beck on with Mark Levin talking about the COVID moving into his lungs, he sounds scared to me. He sounded scared. That was just me listening to him. But you know, you look at these stories in the media about it, and they're all over the place. Do you think the media are rooting for Glenn Beck to recover or not? When I look at the tone of the stories, you gotta read between the lines. Unvaccinated Glenn Beck moved into his lungs. They're not wishing the best on Glenn Beck, okay? And Glenn Beck's a weirdo, and that beard he's got going on, he looks ridiculous. But he's a human being, and he's a good man, and he saved a lot of lives during Biden's collapse in Afghanistan. He's a never Trumper, and he, all that stuff. But I please put Glenn Beck in your prayers. It's in his lungs, and he sounds scared, and he needs your prayers, Glenn Beck. He really does. And the media, they're like, doing rain dances against him. I don't like that he's a never Trumper. I love Trump. You love Trump. Hopefully you love Trump. If you don't, I don't understand why everyone doesn't love and like. I don't get it. I don't understand why people do not like and support Donald Trump. I don't get it. I will not understand it. What does Donald Trump represent that turns people off? I don't know. So he's got kind of a New York in-your-face kind of attitude and stuff. So what? Drive here in Florida with all the transplanted New Yorkers. Boy, that light turns green. If you're not moving, right before it turns green, they're honking at you. You know what I mean? New Yorkers. You know how New Yorkers are. He's more polite than most New Yorkers I'm dealing with at the intersections here in Boca. I'll tell you that. You want to see some New York attitudes? Go up to drive around Mar-a-Lago. All the liberal New Yorkers that live around Mar-a-Lago that hate all those of us who go and do a pilgrimage to Mar-a-Lago, they get pissed off at you with their New York plates this time of year. Oh, you'll see some New York attitudes. But just because I've got a problem with someone doesn't mean, because of their politics, like Glenn Beck being a never Trumper, doesn't mean that I don't want him to recover and have a great life and get over this COVID. And Jen Psaki, who can't condemn Iran, and I see the media are wishing the worst on Glenn Beck. They are disgusting people. This new Democrat Party is uglier than the Democrat Party has ever been. And it's very one-sided. Betty White recently died, the great Betty White. You guys like Betty White? Everybody knows her from the Golden Girls. My wife's a big fan of the Golden Girls, so I've seen every episode of the Golden Girls like 5 or 10 times. Very good show. Although those Golden Girls, some of them are like my age now, so But anyway, Betty White and B. Arthur didn't get along, and I heard a lot of news stories talking about this lately, and I heard some interviews with Betty White that they've been playing the last couple weeks since she died, and everyone says it was one-sided, that B. Arthur just didn't like her for whatever reason. And she was always pleasant and very nice to her. And, that's how this anger from the left is towards us and President Trump and MAGA and Beck, what he's dealing with right now. It's the same way they were with Rush. We don't agree with the Democrats. We got a lot of problems with the Democrats, but we don't wish terrible things on them. Like, I'll tell you, I saw Joe Biden yesterday when he was asked questions and he put his head down and was silent. And I heard a lot of people say, oh, he was just rude to the press. I think Joe Biden got confused and didn't know where he was or what he was doing. And I thought it was sad. It was really sad to see Joe Biden in that position yesterday. And I'll tell you what, it's his wife that put him in that position. His wife is victimizing him. Jill Biden, and I said this during the campaign, during the basement era, Jill Biden is committing elder abuse against Joe Biden. I don't like Joe Biden. He's a scummy guy. He's a criminal. He never was a good guy. And when he had his wits about him, and he was the senior senator, he was a nasty guy. Nasty. He's nastier than any of these jokers you see now. The way he treated Clarence Thomas and all that, scumbag. In league with these segregationists. that he's condemning now, that endorsed him, like George Wallace. He was never a good person. But he's a human and a fellow American, and I felt sorry for him yesterday when he blanked out. I'm sorry. I felt sorry for the guy. He blanked out. He didn't know where he was. He didn't know what he was doing there, and he didn't understand why people were asking him questions. And that's why he blanked out for what seemed like an eternity. It was like a dead air period. How could you not feel sorry for the guy looking at him like that? Are total scum. And that's why Jen Psaki would not condemn that Iranian video about our great president, Donald Trump. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1, 888-465-2631. Oh, man. Friendly Tire in Margate. Open on Saturdays, by the way. Oh, man. Yeah, I was talking to Mike the other day. A listener came in to get tires on a Tesla. One of our listeners came in the Friendly Tire this week with a Bentley. I missed that one. I'd never been up close to them. I've seen some Bentleys like driving around, but yeah. Because Mike at Friendly Tire in Margate, he has the lowest prices you'll find on tires anywhere. They've been with us as an advertiser for several years now, but I've been a customer for, 15 years or so. I used to have a Jeep Wrangler four-wheel drive with the humongous tires. I always wanted one. Never buy a Jeep Wrangler. Putting the top up on a Jeep Wrangler, a soft top, is the most frustrating thing you will ever do in your life. It's worse than hanging wallpaper up, okay? I'm telling you, biggest mistake. Always wanted one, and But anyway, the first time I had to buy tires, I couldn't believe. Tire prices were crazy. And I found Friendly Tire in Margate then, and I went there, and he says, do you want new or used tires? I didn't even ask him for new tire prices. I just assumed, and I got used tires. And he has great used tires in stock at incredible prices as well. $30 for most sizes of used tires. And it was like maybe the third time I went, I said, well, give me a price on new tires. And I couldn't believe how low the tire prices are. They're out of this world low at Friendly Tire in Margate. Steve didn't, I've been telling Steve for years, every time he needed tires, he'd tell me, oh, I got tires yesterday. I said, tell me next time, go to Friendly Tire in Margate. The prices you won't believe. And one day he came in his Toyota van, and the threads were showing. And he's like, oh, I'm going to get tires after the show today. And I said, go to Friendly Tire. And Steve called me. He said, you were right. I can't believe how low the prices are here. And we were doing spots for Friendly Mike the next day. No matter what kind of car you have, commercial vehicles as well, trucks, cars, our listeners with Teslas and Bentleys, Vets. I see rust buckets over there too. And whatever you got, he'll get the tires at the lowest price you'll see anywhere. Give him a call. He'll give you a quote right over the phone. The number, 954-977-9445. 954-977-9445. Friendly Tire in Margate. Again, 954-977-9445. 1 hour down, 2 to go. Back right after this.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
Hi, Brian Craig here. I'm in studio with my wife, Kathy, and she's here to tell you about her experience with the MyPillow mattress topper.
Well, as you know, Brian, I was waking up in pain almost every morning for years and years, and we had bought a new mattress not that long ago, but it still was not doing the trick, so I said to you, let's get the MyPillow mattress topper, and let's see if it helps or makes any kind of a difference. And I have to tell you, after sleeping on it just one night, I woke up no pain. I felt incredible. It made a huge difference for me. And the pain has not returned.
Wow, that's absolutely amazing. Now go to MyPillow.com and order your MyPillow mattress topper and do what Kathy and I did. Use the promo code KANE at checkout. KANE. And this is an incredible deal because with the promo code KANE, you will save 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper and get 2 free MyPillows. But you've got to use the promo code KANE at checkout. checkout, K-A-N-E. It comes in every size, too, from twin all the way up to California King. That's promo code Kane.
Hey, everybody in the chat room, I asked this at the top. Tell me where you're at and what the temperature is, if you know what it is. It's 58 degrees here in Boca right now in Florida. You can just tell me the state. You don't need the city. What state and what is the temperature where you're at? Some of the temperatures I was seeing earlier were crazy low. 12 degrees? Oh my goodness. Forget about it. 12? Where are you, Siberia? Michigan. Oh, yeah. South Texas, 47. Cold Oregon. Wow. 9 degrees? Forget about it. Oh my goodness.
Was caught off guard and unprepared. One of the biggest problems was we didn't have enough PPE because everything was made in China. There is a solution to this problem. Small Business Development Group has formed strategic manufacturers to produce medical exam gloves and associated raw materials right here in the USA. This way, supply chain issues will never be a problem again.
I think 9 is the coldest I saw in there.
Best of all, it's without reliance on the foreign supply chain. Investing in this critical infrastructure is important to the safety and defense of America. Now, here's where you come in. If you're an entrepreneur, venture capitalist, or high net worth individual interested in this investment opportunity, contact Small Business Development Group at 919 area code 654-6870. 919 area code 654-6870. Learn more about this incredible opportunity. 919-654-6870.
Small Business Development Group is a publicly traded company. Stock symbol SBDG. Online at c2cpic.com. Find strategic manufacturers online at
Steve Kane Show.
strategicmanufacturers.com.
Traveling and need a COVID test? Maybe you need a COVID test for work or school. Stop by Any Lab Test Now of Boca or Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They offer all the COVID testing panels you need at the lowest prices, including the antibody test. Results in 15 minutes. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is located in the Sandalwood Plaza, where Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsboro on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Call 561-237-5009. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located on the southeast corner of
Negative 4 degrees? Oh my goodness.
Square Mall in Coral Springs. Call 954-906-5983. Make sure to tell them you heard about them on the Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
You are listening to South Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. Call the show toll free. Dial 1-888-COCAINE 1. That's 1-888-COCAINE 1. And now.
All right, hour number 2 has begun. It's Friday, January 14th, 2022. My name is Brian Craig. You are listening to The Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. And of course, this is not just our Friday morning live edition of The Steve Kane Show. This is also our overnight rebroadcast. And that makes this the most important Steve Kane Show of the week because the Friday show will air a total of 35 times on our radio stations before we return live to you Monday morning at 6 a.m. So we always want to make sure the Friday show is the best. If you're on hold, stand by. And during the break, I asked people that were watching us on YouTube in our live chat room, where they're at and what the temperature is, and oh my goodness, 35 degrees. I saw the coldest I saw was 9 below zero. Someone's 9 below zero. And here it is, 57, 58 degrees here in Boca, here in Florida. How low would the temperature have to go for everything to be closed, like the schools and everything in Florida? How cold? I mean, negative 9 degrees. Oh my goodness! All right, can you imagine? I could not imagine driving to work today at 57 degrees. I started my car up, and it was cold. Man, it was cold, and my heat. I've turned my heat on, but my heat won't work until I get to be like a mile from the house in my car. Oh man. So I just couldn't wait to get a mile away so the heat would kick in, Oh my goodness, I could not imagine getting up and going to work in sub-zero weather. It makes no sense. All right, now, one of our listeners, PJ, you guys know PJ from Newsbusters. He calls in sometimes. He had a picture. Was it a, PJ, if you're listening, was it a local Walmart? He was showing a meat department at a local grocery store. I'm not sure if it was Walmart or Publix. I think it was Walmart. And they had like no items there, just like a couple of little things there. And I'm seeing pictures on social media of empty shelves all over the place. And I was just looking at an article online, and they were showing grocery shelves at Publix that were empty with a sign saying because of supply chain issues. And out in Washington State, they have an article explaining why the shelves are empty. And, of course, none of it is Biden's fault. It's because people are eating at home more than ever. And it's your fault, this store shelves. Let me tell you, last year when the pandemic hit, I guess it's been 2 years now, right? I keep saying last year. It was the year before that. When the pandemic hit and the world economy was shut down, the global economy was shut down, other than the toilet paper shortage and Lysol shortage because of the panic buying, we had everything we needed on the shelves. We had a little surge of panic buying for about a week, and then it was fine. President Trump took care of it. There's no reason to have any supply chain shortages of food in this country today. You have to be beyond incompetent, or it has to be by design. I think a lot of it's by design. I think China has a lot of control over the ships because the ships have to dock in China to get all the crap that they make over there. So they have a lot of pull with the shipping companies. And also, I think there's some scams going on at a lot of these ports for storage fees, and you've got a traffic jam with all these ridiculous restrictions they have on the West Coast so far as who can drive a semi-truck. I mean, this is a mix of incompetence and by design, but I think it's more by design than just a coincidence and just a backlog of something, because we went through the worst of the pandemic. The economy was shut down for 2 months around the planet, and there were no shortages. This is a new thing, and it's not because people are eating at home. You know what? You know how people eat at home? They order DoorDash and they eat that at home. People have not all of a sudden become home cooks at the levels that they're implying. All right, our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Play a couple clips here. Libs of TikTok is an amazing Twitter account. Libs of TikTok is on Twitter is a conservative TikTok account that posts videos of wackadoodle libs that they find making videos on TikTok, and then they post them on Twitter. And sometimes I'll play them on the air, and they are what's going on in this country is crazy. A lot of what they focus in on are teachers. And this audio you're going to hear is from a video that a new teacher who is going to be in charge of a class of 4-year-olds, a pre-K teacher. She's non-binary, and she's discussing on TikTok whether she's going to have the students call her Miss or Mr. And listen to this. This is what's teaching our children today.
Hi, so I have a small dilemma. I am starting a new job on Monday, and it's a teaching job, so the kids are going to call me either Mr. or Mrs. Jamie. It depends on what I want, but I, as a non-binary being, I don't know what to pick. I feel like Mrs. would be easier for the kids.
as a non-binary being? We don't even have person anymore? We're beings?
Mrs. Jamie. It depends on what I want, but I, as a non-binary being, I don't know what to pick. I feel like Mrs. would
Jacqueline,
be easier
$20
for the
super
kids,
chat.
but
Thank
Mr.
you.
makes me
Everyone,
feel
please
better,
thank Jacqueline.
But I also kind of want to try mix, but I don't know if the kids can do that. I don't. And then what do they do when they ask me if I'm a boy or a girl? I'm not. I don't know.
She's not a boy or a girl. And there's an older woman talking to her who I think is her mother.
Ask me if I'm a boy or a girl. I'm not. I don't know.
Explain them to young kids too.
It's young kids. My class is going to be 4-year-olds. So, I don't know. And then, I don't know if I want to go by Jamie or Jamie Ray, because Jamie Ray's the name that I go by now. I don't know. Any advice would be great for any non-binary teachers.
SOS, save our ship.
SOC, save our captain. Thanks.
Wow. I mean, that's, when I was in like elementary school in the 70s, there was a big debate on whether a teacher would, this wasn't just teachers, but it was with women in general. But I remember with teachers, there was always confusion, not about their gender, okay, but whether we called them Mrs. or Ms. Any of you guys remember this? This is a big thing because, a married woman can be Ms. professionally. They don't want to have a man tied to them, And I had some teachers, some years, that were Ms., and then some years it was Mrs. But now they don't even know if they're male or female. What a confusing thing to present to 4-year-old children. See, we have this new generation of school teachers that are social justice warriors, not teachers, and they're there to indoctrinate, not teach. All right, let's take some calls. 1-888-GO-CANE-1. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Well, good morning. This is Rich.
Oh, hey, Richie. Mike O'Hara, $50 super chat. Thank you. Everyone, please thank Mike O'Hara for that $50 super chat.
For myself, I don't care. The problem here is that we discriminated against a lot of people, a lot of years in this country, okay, including the gay community, and we gave them rights, and now they not only did they get the rights of everybody else, then they started marrying each other, and then now we're told that we're not correct if we call somebody a mailman if they're a woman, and
yeah. Well, let me tell people what Richie's talking about there. Greg Kelly did a good piece on this last night on Newsmax, but I know it's elsewhere. Microsoft Word, which is the word processing program most everyone uses, now will correct you if you use a sexist term like mailman, and it'll highlight the sexist word and give you suggestions that are non-gender specific.
Yeah, my point being that nobody's going to tell me how to think. I think for myself, and every human being in this country should think.
But here's the thing, Richie, okay? Remember when Michael Jackson's hair caught on fire?
Yes.
Okay, he was filming a commercial for Coke. And the reason he was filming a commercial for Coke is he was the hot young singer at the time, and his fan base were young people like me. And then later Britney Spears was with Pepsi or something. When you're marketing something that's new like that, you don't market it to older people. You're either a Coke or a Pepsi guy now. They're not going to do a campaign on Coke or Pepsi to people our age. We're either Coke or Pepsi. They market their crap to young people whose ways have not been decided yet. So we have this army of non-binary teachers that are teaching elementary, middle school, and high school that are confusing young people. Very much so with crap like this.
Right. Adolf Hitler was probably one of the worst human beings that the Lord ever put on this planet. And we all know what he did.
Hold on.
But when I used to watch some of those films of the Nazis, World War II, what killed me was the children that were Heil Hitler. I mean, kids that were 2-3 years old standing up there with a Heil Hitler. They control the kids. They control the population. It's gotten to the point where this country... I used to think of what Steve Kane used to call into you, Steve, and I know he's probably going to call in today. I used to sort of blow him off, say, oh, that's Steve, talking about how we're not going to be able to get through 4 years of this guy in the White House. And I believe it now.
Yeah, we're not even a year in yet. We are not even a year in.
How can we survive 3 more years after 1 year of this? What more can this country go into the toilet bowl?
Mm-hmm.
There's got to be some way. Listen, Donald Trump, President Trump, ran this country for Americans, and we were doing pretty good. And yet they still excise the other side.
That's too ethnocentric. You're too nationalistic. We gotta have America for non-Americans. All right, Richie, take care. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Hello, I'm on the radio?
You are now? Yeah, what's your name? Where are you calling from?
Sorry, going back to your original topic about
The what?
The non-binary teacher.
Oh, yes.
She can just, or he or she can go by their regular name. They don't have to make instead of, Miss or Mister. If you can't decide for yourself, something's wrong. You have children. It's ridiculous.
Well, if you don't know if you're Mr. or Ms., you shouldn't be in a classroom teaching children. I mean, it's just bizarre. All right, hey, take care. Thanks for the call. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Sherry from Texas.
Hey, Sherry in Texas. What's up?
Hey, the binary,
non-binary. Yes.
Okay. Well, you've got that. Okay, which nobody sees anything wrong with that when it comes to the schools. You've got these transgender people that are doing, that are born men using women bathrooms, that are sexually attacking women in the bathrooms, and it's such a one-sided scenario here. Then you've got the schools where teachers are standing up for things like this to protect their children, and now they're being looked at as a terrorist group. I mean, the previous caller, he's got a great point. This is after one single year of him being in office. We've got canisters sitting on water. I walked into stores yesterday. I couldn't even buy clothing of my size because their merchandise is just so skim.
Really?
Yeah, I walked into clothing Victoria's Secret yesterday just to pick up a couple of bras, man. How simple is that? And I went to 3 different Victoria's Secrets, and not a single one of them had my size.
Oh, my goodness.
It said that they were promised 1 truckload as of today, and none of them are guaranteed that it's going to show up. So this is hitting clothing stores. This is hitting grocery.
Well, the person who's in charge of the supply chain is Mayor Pete, and if you know about him, bras and those who wear them are really not on his priority list. You know what I mean?
Right, but let me tell you, when it comes to
She didn't get the show.
People doing the sex change or transgenders and being allowed to, they're born a man and they're allowed to go into women's bathrooms and sexually assaulting, these women. What's going to happen when this starts in school?
It's already started. This is a scary time we're in. We are less than a year into the Biden regime, and this country's gone to crap. And it's scary. And it's scary to a lot of people. All we can do is not get sidelined, stand firm with Trump. President Trump's first rally of the election year is tomorrow night, Saturday night in Arizona with Kerry Lake. And MAGA has to stay firm and don't let them get, did Trump badmouth DeSantis? No, he did not. Trump, he's pushing the jab. Listen, don't let them divide us. We need MAGA strong here, because if we're not united, we're done. We're done. And this is the beginning. We're in only the beginning of this. I don't like to think about what it's going to be like this time next year at all.
This is terrifying. And the unfortunate thing is our grandkids they're gonna pay for this.
Well, I think we're paying for it right now, right? So the grandkids. We all got to worry about the grandkids, but we also got to worry about ourselves.
This is something that I have never in my lifetime ever. And you had mentioned back in the day where it was either Miss or Mrs. And back in the day in school, if you accidentally called somebody Mrs. when they were a Miss,
they'd freak out. they'd freak out. I'm not defined by a man. You know, that was that feminazi stuff that Rush used to talk about. Yeah. Yeah, it's scary.
That's why my daughter has her children at a Christian-based school, and I'm telling you, it's.
Well, even there, you got to watch out. Just because something's Christian doesn't mean it's not lib. And you know, this is the thing, though. Not everyone can afford private school, and we cannot abandon our public schools. And I think we're going to find during this election year, because of what happened in Virginia at Loudoun County, school boards are going to be a big issue that you see President Trump talk about on the campaign trail this year.
Standard here is you've got males using female bathrooms, doing sexually assault, right? And on the Democratic side, it's okay. You know what? Slap their hand, it's okay. You've got Black Lives Matter out there destroying cities. Slap their hand, let them go, no bail, it's okay. You've got Antifa. I mean, who did they arrest yesterday?
Yeah, you're talking about the Antifa pipe bomber in Florida?
Yeah. I mean, it's just...
they got the... Oh, you're talking about they got the Oath Keepers jammed up. And Baked Alaska.
Yep. I mean, where are this is a complete double standard. And I'll tell you what, if the American people are not PSD'd off over all of this and are not ready to stand up and say, look, enough is enough, then yeah, you're right. This country is in deep, deep, deep...
Now, you're in Texas. Who are you voting for? Are you voting for Alan West or the governor?
Governor.
Greg Abbott? You're going to vote for Greg Abbott in the primary, not Alan West?
Yep.
Okay. I believe President Trump has endorsed Greg Abbott. You know, so yeah. Okay, hey, take care, South Texas. Got to run for a commercial break, but thank you for the call. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take a quick break and be back. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1.
Attention,
Dieter, $5 super chat. Thank you. Everyone thank Dieter Andrew. Is Joe going to be charged as an accessory of the crimes by his illegal soldiers like El Salvadorian that preyed upon a 12-year-old girl in Texas? I did not hear that story, Dieter. Where did you see that story?
The past few years of owning a Medicare insurance agency, we've learned that there's a huge need for Medicare advocacy, that a lot of people don't have a child or a spouse that can assist them with their medical needs, and that's where we step in.
There's a lot of things that seniors need help with. Prescriptions, doctor's appointments, things like this. How do you help them with that?
If you're having a problem at the doctor's office, having problems scheduling an appointment in a timely manner, we can step in. If you're having issues at the pharmacy, having problems refilling a prescription, or feel that you're being mischarged for something, you can contact us and we will step in. Even if you're at the hospital and you feel like you're being neglected, we'll be there for you at a touch of a button, whether it's to call the nurse's station or assist in any other way.
So if someone's in the hospital, they feel they're not getting the care that they need, they haven't seen their doctor, they haven't seen their nurse, they can actually call you and you'll contact the hospital for them?
Absolutely. We act as your family. We'll step up, we'll call the nurse's station and ask for some assistance. If we can't get anything done there, we'll go to the higher levels.
Now, this is a service that you're offering. Now, they do not have to be an existing client of I Will Advisors.
Dieter, $10 super chat. Thank you. Everyone thank Dieter. A heartfelt thanks to the trolls that call W. May of Springfield, Illinois, 3 to 7 to wipe the smiles off two Democrat radio hosts that censor conservatives. Wow. I don't know who that is.
Will help you with your prescriptions. You'll set up doctor's appointments for them, including the primary care physician and specialist, right?
Of course. We'll assist in anything helping you find new doctors.
They'll help you with your medical billing. They'll help you with your insurance billing. If you feel
Well, thank you, 420.
wrong by your doctor, they'll step in for that and even help you if you're in the hospital. Basically, what you're offering is a concierge service.
Trump is a genius.
That's exactly it.
That's amazing. I've never heard of anything like this before. So how much does this cost?
Well, for just $20 a month, you will have the security of knowing that you have an experienced, compassionate advocate just a touch of a button away.
To learn more, call Debbie's office. The number, 954-345-1214. 954-345-1214, or go online. You can sign up online at iwilladvocates.com. That's iwilladvocates.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, welcome back. 26 minutes after the hour. My name is Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show on the radio since 1977. By the way, I Will Advocates, Debbie, from I Will Advisors. No matter where you are in the United States, Debbie can help you with that, by the way, even outside of Florida. No matter where you are in Florida, no matter where you are in America, Debbie can help you. And I've talked to listeners, including Steve, who are part of the I Will Advocates, and she helped Steve with some very expensive prescription medications, get it, where it wasn't going to break his bank. And so no matter where you are in America, and the number is 954-753-8080. If you're an overnight listener, call and leave a message. They'll call you back during business hours, 954-753-8080. And if you ever miss the number of one of our sponsors here on the Steve Kane Show, go to stevekaneshow.com. We have a sponsor page with all of our sponsor contact information listed there. All right, good morning. You're on the radio.
Conservative Doug.
Hey, Doug.
You know, because the containers went up, the shipping containers went up from like 2,500 to 25,000. A lot of people I'm hearing are not shipping because they're waiting for the prices to come down because it's unaffordable now. So this supply chain is not going to get any better with imported stuff for quite a while. They're saying that it's going to get better in about 3-4 months, but 3-4 months without stuff coming in is going to be a lot more shortages for a while.
Yeah. No, this is by design. So that people, and it of course there's money being made at the ports with the storage fees and everything, but believe me, everything Biden does is for profit. Someone connected to Biden's getting paid.
Yeah, whatever that. And then Kamala Harris says that she has a lot more work to do. They want more figure out how more to destroy my.
Well, I'd like to ask Kamala Harris what is one job that she has done while she's been vice president. Hey, take care. By the way, yesterday we were saved by President Trump. Yesterday, this mandate that got tossed by the Supreme Court. If it were not for Donald Trump, that would not have happened that way. The Supreme Court would have sided with the mandate. It's because we have these Trump appointees over there who are not perfect people, okay, and have disappointed us from time to time. But the Trump appointees stood up where even Chief Justice Roberts ruled the right way because it didn't matter because of the Trump appointees. President Trump saved us from the mandate in the Supreme Court yesterday. Make no mistake about that. If some other Republican would have made those appointments, you'd have had some wishy-washy fake Republicans and the mandate would have been upheld, just like the Supreme Court upheld Obamacare, which they should not have done. Yeah, back in 2010 when that case was up there. So that was amazing. President Trump, he's not even in office right now, and he's still saving us like he did yesterday with the Supreme Court ruling. All right, 1-888-GO-KANE-1's the number. You're on the radio. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. It's your favorite, Al from Coral Springs.
Okay.
Hey, is it Karen Friday? I mean, I'm listening to Richie talking about Nazis. You got this lady wigging out because she can't find a bra for her flappy breasts. Yeah, well, what's going on, man? Is this Karen Friday?
Yeah. I thought that was a rhetorical question. You actually want an answer?
Is that all MAGA has, is just chinning up nonsense? Why aren't you talking about these electorates?
Because I don't talk about what you want me to talk about. You're not a professional broadcaster. You're not a professional What do you do for a living? All right, enough. One of our callers the other day said they turn off the radio when Liberal Al's on the phone from Coral Springs. Oh, man. All right, let's go. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hello?
Yeah, you're on the air. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
My name is Ben. I'm calling from Boca Raton.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to say a little comment. A famous Israeli politician a long time ago by the name of Golda Meir said that as long as they, namely the Arabs, hate us more than they love their children, it's going to continue. You could use the same analogy. As long as Democrats hate Trump as much as they hate him, they will continue to sabotage this entire country. They can't see reality. All they see is how much they hate Trump.
Mm-hmm.
That's why this is happening. It's
Yeah.
blind. They're blind.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, it's not just the Democrats. It's all these rhino Republicans, rats, Republicans against Trump. You know, the Liz Cheneys, the Kevin McCarthys, the Mitch McConnells.
Trump has left office, and they still find any excuse to mention him, to try and use him as this.
Let me tell you, when the entire economy of the planet was shut down, a woman could go buy a bra. You could go to Walmart and buy a chicken. Okay? Now, the economy's been open, and you can't get products. And so far as Al that called in, oh, people are whining. This is America. This is the first world. We can go to the store and buy things, and it's an expectation that we have. And now all of a sudden, it's like the Soviet Union at the grocery stores.
Zero accountability. They have zero accountability. They're running the country. They have no accountability. None. They take no responsibility. None of them.
None. Well, that's how Democrats are. Liberals never take responsibility. Never, for anything.
Listen, it's my fault. I didn't get the testing out. I didn't. No accountability.
Yeah.
It's insane. It's insane.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but I mean, where are we going to be in 3 years? With this level of destruction.
You're never going to see him in a year.
Was who he was and why he was there. Victim of the elder abuse of Jill Biden.
That's exactly what I was going to say. The next step, you're going to hear that he's not feeling well, he's not available, he's, blah, 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 and they're just going to just run the show on their own.
Well, and what Cree and his wife ran the country and even signed bills for Woodrow Wilson. So what they tell themselves is there's legal precedent for this because of Woodrow Wilson 100 years ago, which is crap.
There's one huge problem that is even greater than the fact that Joe Biden, and that is that Kamala, whatever she is, she's the most incoherent person, politician. She's just, she has no idea who she is, what she's doing, what she can do. She's not there.
She's an empty pantsuit.
Is this the best they got?
Mm-hmm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey, appreciate the call. All right, take care. If you're on hold, stand by. We're going to take our break for the bottom of the hour, a little late, 35 minutes after. My name's Brian Craig. It's the Steve Kane Show. Back right after this.
Here, Conservative Doug called me up live on the air to tell me about his experience at Friendly Tire.
Steve Kane Show. Hey, Gary, hold on. Steve Kane Show. Yeah, hold on. I'll take you after the break. Yeah, good. Hey, everybody, if you've not already done it, please like the video. Liking the video tells the YouTube algorithm to share this video with other people that think like us and like this kind of content, and it helps grow my channel. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. And all of you that are subscribed, when you're liking the video, check and make sure you've got the notifications clicked on so you get a notification when I upload a new video or go live.
That's right. Listen, give Friendly Mike at Friendly Tire a call. His number, 954-977-9445. He'll give you a quote right over the phone, 954-977-9445. Online, friendlytire.net, or you can just stop right in. The address is listed at stevekaneshow.com, 5415 Northwest 15th Street in Margate, and that's just a little north of Coconut Creek Parkway on the east side of 441 State Road 7. Well, Conservative Doug, thanks so much, and I'm glad you got such a great deal on your tires at Friendly Tire in Margate.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782. Listen to the Steve Kane Show.
Mike, a $50 super chat. Thank you, Mike. Everyone thank Mike for that super chat. Welcome, welcome, one and all. 37 minutes after the hour. My name is Brian Craig. It is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest-running radio show. And Steve will be back with us today from his studio at home. Steve has beaten the COVID. And I talked to him this morning. Today was the first day that his voice was back to complete 100% normal. Steve had the COVID. And he is fully recovered from the COVID. So we're all excited about that. All right, let's go back to the phones. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Hi, Brian. It's Sue from Michigan.
Sue in a very chilly Michigan.
Yes, very, very chilly up here this morning. Yeah, I kind of wanted to bounce off from the last caller in regards to the attitudes and the way people are just behaving. I went to the grocery store yesterday, and I took my puppy dog with me like I always do, and I park out further, because I have my puppy dog with me. And this woman...
Yeah, please go ahead. Thank Mike for that $50 super chat. Thank you so much, Mike O'Hara.
This woman pulls up. She pulls right beside me. At this point, my dog kind of goes nuts. So she gets out. She starts She gets out. She's fully masked. Now, she can obviously see that my dog is not happy. So what does she do? She steps all the way to my door and starts banging on the window.
Oh, my goodness.
These, I'm trying to be gentle. The attitude of people has just changed.
Mm-hmm.
These people, and you know what? I've noticed every single one of them wear masks. And they just think that they can do what they want, when they want, how they want.
Well, you know what, liberals, they're using this racial slur, Karen, which is a racial slur for white women. It's like the N-word. But what you have is you have a bunch of liberals who are acting like Nazi stormtroopers. They feel very empowered. They feel so right, and that's what you're dealing with. I had an incident happen a couple weeks back where I was waiting for a parking spot at the grocery store, and a woman behind me just didn't think I should be waiting, and she got out of her car and came and knocked on my window with a mask. Had a mask, took it off to yell at me, and was screaming obscenities at me. I barked back at her because I don't like that. But liberals are acting like Nazis. Literally, I don't mean concentration camps. You know what I mean, where they come and stomp on you when you don't bend to their will, and they feel justified in doing it.
Right, that is exactly what happened. This woman,
See, they're treating conservatives and MAGA like the Nazis treated Jews in the early days when they would just attack you in a store or on the street.
I was even way out of... nobody was around me. It's like this woman, because she didn't want to be around anybody, apparently. So why pull right next? There's 50 other parking spots. Why pull right next to me and then just torment? I mean, I almost got out. I was that angry. I'm a Christian woman, and I'll tell you, I never thought that I would get that angry. But the deliberate, just, I don't know the word, Brian.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I know you're on the radio. Got to watch your language. I know. But this, and it's always a liberal. Liberals believe they're just right on everything, and there's no middle ground. All right, hey, listen. Thanks for the call. What's the temperature in Michigan? It's 58 here in South Florida right now.
I think it was like 9.
9. Oh my goodness, 9. If it were 9 degrees here in Florida, I don't know. I think if we got in the 20s, they would declare a state of emergency and shut everything down. I'm not kidding. But 9? Oh, boy. We don't even have clothes for that. I don't have clothes for that. Wisconsin Gary, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How are you doing?
All right, what's up, Gary?
Well, 10 degrees where I'm at here.
Oh, my goodness.
But that's why I'm kind of enjoying my pillow right now. And that's about the best I can deal for a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Anyways, the last caller believe it or not, there was an actual girl standing inside the bathroom, the men's bathroom, and I'm like, women's is across the hall, or transgenders is out in the back. And she just kind of,
Wow.
Basically gave me a dirty look, and I kind of just stood there, and they left, and that was about it. But like I called.
I mean, when I was younger, they used to arrest people for being in the wrong bathroom.
Right, and I never thought in my lifetime that I would see, if it was a girl or a guy, I don't know. It was a human being. I'm not going to stoop down to their binaries or whatever else.
Well, so I feel a lot of times, like a man that doesn't belong here anymore. I feel, Austin Powers, what made Austin Powers so funny is that he was a man from the 60s, and he was in the modern times, and he was so inappropriate by doing and saying things that were appropriate, back then. And that's how I feel today. There's this audio I played of this pre-K teacher who can't decide if she's going to be called Mrs. or Mr. What the hell?
Well, just for the side joke, how Austin Powers would say, "Yeah, baby."
Exactly.
Teacher, basically, you're 100% correct. The teacher should not be there to teach or blender out what they think they should be called. Because it's like, in my opinion, if you've got breasts, then you know what? You're a woman, unless duct tape is actually making a killing on stock, where people are buying duct tape left and right and hiding that.
Yeah.
Well, it shouldn't be that our children get put up to these people just because they want to be indifferent.
Well, when I was in high school, I had a math teacher and a home economics teacher that were lesbians. And this was like 87. And we never knew. Nobody in school knew that they were lesbians until there was a story in our local newspaper. There was a gay pride event, and there was a big picture on the front page, and they were in the background. They went to it, and so everybody knew they were lesbians. And even after that publicity, you would never know they were gay. They didn't have to wear some rainbow. They didn't have to come up with some new gender to be called and all this stuff. People just went about their business. Things are out of control right now. There is not one aspect of our society that is not out of whack in the last year because of this senile old coot that's running the country right now.
Yeah, but like somebody was saying, I mean, we're only barely 1 year into this. What I really don't want to think about this.
I can't imagine.
2022, we at least get some sort of a curbing on this. Even though Biden will still be in office, I mean, he can still ruin the rest of his presidency. But at least if we have the House and the Senate, we can at least curb some of...
Slow things down, yeah. Yeah, slow things down.
Oh, have a great day, bro.
All right, have a good weekend, Gary. Stay warm. All right, let's take our last break of the second hour. It's the Steve Kane Show. My name's Brian Craig. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE-1. 888-465-2631. Back right after this.
Folks, Dr. Matez here, now with the BioStation West Delray. At BioStation
Steve
West
Kane
Delray,
Show.
we continue to offer the highest level
Oh, hey,
of
Barry.
experience and care you can find in the realm of hormone pellet and hormone replacement therapies. But that's just the start. We offer a full array of age management modalities, including state-of-the-art treatments for erectile dysfunction, sexual dysfunction in women, physical and sexual rejuvenation, and quite frankly, any sign or symptom of aging that you may have. And don't forget, we offer the complete array of all cosmetic modalities, including Botox, fillers, lasers, etc. Better energy, better sleep, better performance, and looks to die for. If this all sounds good to you, call us at 561-320-8893. That's 561-320-8893.
Brian Craig here. You've heard Steve Kane talk about the great job Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting did on his new roof. We have on the line John from Wellington, one of our regular callers. He just had his roof repaired by Laporta Contracting, and he wanted to share his experience.
Thanks to the Steve Kane Show, my roof repairs were just completed by Laporta Contractors. They were fast, professional, and the cost of the repairs was very reasonable. I've had had 4 sections of roof repaired, and upon initial inspection, they were honest and told me that my roof was good and I didn't need a new one. I called many roofers, and they were all scammers. They all wanted to put on a new roof, and they said they wouldn't repair what I had. Thanks, Brian. Another fantastic sponsor.
Wow, that's an amazing testimonial from John in Wellington. Tom Laporta at Laporta Contracting will never sell you a roof that you don't need. Give him a call for a no-charge inspection of your roof. 954-604-4602. That number rings directly to Tom Laporta's cell phone. 954-604-4602. And online, LaportaContracting.com.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on radio. Just search for W.
All right, 48 minutes after the hour, Steve will be joining us back from COVID in the next hour. On the line, we have from the Siegel Law Group, attorney Barry Siegel. Hey, Barry, good morning. I'm doing all right. What do you have for us today, Barry?
Well, being a law firm that does estate planning and elder law.
Hold on.
We see all kinds of things. And one thing that makes us very happy is when we're able to help people get their planning done, and they're able to get it done, and sometimes we'll later see the results of it, the benefits of it when the family comes in and everything worked out fine and we get thanked. But on the opposite end of the spectrum, one of the frustrating things is when we have people come in who want to get their planning done, or the family wants to get the planning done, and sometimes it's just too late. Sometimes people wait too long, and that person doesn't have sufficient mental capacity to sign legal documents, and it's unfortunate. Sometimes we have people who want to qualify for Medicaid, and again, it's too late because they didn't plan ahead. Some things that we could have done, sometimes just as simple as doing a power of attorney would have made the difference to be able to get them qualified, and we would have been able to protect their assets rather than them being spent down on places like nursing homes or assisted living. So that's why it's just so important, Brian, to make sure that we get our planning done, make sure that we have everything in place so that when a situation comes up, we're ready.
Yeah, that's right. And, you can't live in South Florida without not knowing of someone who ran into a situation with their family and they didn't plan. And it's a disaster if there's no planning involved. And I have met so many listeners over the years that are clients of attorney Barry Siegel. And the one thing each and every one of them tells me separately is relief. A weight off their shoulders. They feel relieved. It's amazing. Independently, over years, people tell me the same because everything's taken care of. Now, listen, if you already have documents for your, for that time, the Siegel Law Group will review them at no charge for you, by the way. And it's always a free consultation if you mention you heard them on the radio. The number, 855-FLA-3782, 855-FLA-3782, and online, SiegelLawGroup.com. Attorney Barry Siegel from the Siegel Law Group. We'll talk next week, Barry.
All right, have a great week.
All right, you too. Take care. Steve will be joining us in the next hour from his radio studio at home for the first time since he beat the COVID. So this is a great time. All right, our number, 1-888-GO-CANE-1. And since it is Friday, we do have, I don't like to say open phone Friday because Rush said that, but I call it like open phone light. So long as you are calling in about something that is relevant to the current news cycle. And I started the show at 6 with something. I got a lot of stuff I haven't touched on yet, but I wanted to go back to this clip that I opened the show up with today because I think it's a good one. Kamala Harris was ambushed by NBC News' The Today Show yesterday. I believe she was set up by the White House. And this was amazing. NBC News and the Today Show are Democrat-friendly. They're in business to make Democrats look good, not look bad. And they ambushed Kamala Harris. And on top of that, the reporter that did it is a black guy. They had a black guy do it because a white person, they're so liberal, they're so liberal over there. Only a black person could ambush Kamala Harris. It could not be a white person, even a white female. It just couldn't be because that would look bad. So they got the black guy to do it. I don't know his name. He's a familiar face. And she was totally ambushed with this question. And let me share it with you, then we'll talk about it.
Are we going to see the same Democratic ticket in 2024?
I'm sorry, we are thinking about today. I mean, honestly, I know why you're asking the question, because this is part of the punditry and the gossip around places like Washington, D.C. Let me just tell you something. We're focused on the things in front of us. We're focused on what we need to do to address issues like affordable child care, what we need to do to ensure.
So there'll be no conversations about 2024?
The American people sent us here to do a job. And right now there's a lot of work to be done, and that's my focus.
It sounds
sincerely.
Like you're at least familiar with some of the punditry. I don't know if you've heard that there's been some talk about a Biden-Cheney ticket perhaps in 2024. Did you read that article?
I did not. No, I did not, and I really could care less about the high-class gossip on these issues.
Wow. So, yeah. So, she's not going to be Biden's running mate in 24. They're getting her out. She's been fired, and she found out about it live during that interview. And she was ambushed by the White House. They set that up. This is great news. This is awesome stuff, because and a lot of people say, well, they'll plug somebody in that'll be likable. There's division in the Democrat Party. This is very historic. And this interview didn't just happen by accident. This is the White House. Jill Biden hates Kamala. This has been reported on in many different places. She hates Kamala because of how she humiliated Joe Biden in that first debate. Well, I was that girl, and she called him a segregationist and everything. She was right. But Jill Biden never got over it. And a lot of people believe, and I think this is true too, the reason she was brought in as vice president, remember, she had to drop out of the primary. She only had 1% of the vote among the Democrats. She dropped out. The Democrats didn't even like her. But Obama pushed her. She was brought up under Obama. A lot of people think her and Obama had an affair. I don't know. But maybe. Who knows? I wouldn't put anything past Kamala. We all have a different way to accomplish our goals. But this setup shows that that's not just Jill Biden, okay? That means Obama has signed off on getting rid of her. And President Trump says this in a lot of speeches, say what you want about the Democrats, but they always stick together. Not anymore. We're in a new phase, division among the Democrats, and that is awesome. Now, we have our own problems with these never-Trumper rats, Republicans against Trump. But as a block of people, we're united behind President Trump, no doubt about that. Now, it's time to check in with Janet Cimarelli, of course, from AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace in Pompano. She calls in each day at this time with the Morning Health Report. Janet Cimarelli, good morning.
Good morning. It's Janet.
How you doing, Janet?
I am doing very, very well, and I'm here to correct a mistake. And so, very, very interesting. Someone came by AJ's yesterday and were very critical of something we had on the shelf.
Oh.
And said, don't you know that's been pulled from the marketplace? It's poisonous to dogs.
Oh, no.
Problem with a little bit of information. You only get half the story. So what was it that the individual was thinking about or criticizing on the shelf at AJ's? It was xylitol. Xylitol is a sugar alcohol. And yes, indeed, it is poisonous to dogs. So all of you fur parents out there, pay attention not to make anything that would have xylitol as a sweetener available to your
Thank
pets.
Dieter. Olympic athletes have been warned they should boycott Beijing.
But I do know about dogs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so the truth of the matter is xylitol has its benefits. So you have the story about the negative part of xylitol. Now here's the positive story. Xylitol actually is antiviral. For some reason, viruses love to go and attach to molecules of xylitol. And so it is also a very valuable non-sugar disturbing sweetener. So if people are out there, diabetics are out there, and they are looking for something that's going to give a little bit of sweetness to something that they're eating or drinking, xylitol is not a bad choice at all. I think there are better choices, but it isn't a bad choice. And so you're going to get a sweetener that's not going to disturb your blood sugar chemistry, and you're going to get a sweetener that may have a bit of a benefit to kind of gathering up viral particles and getting them out of your body. So make sure you don't have any xylitol near your pets, but the other part of the picture is it's certainly fine to use as...
It's like chocolate. You can keep the chocolate away from the dog, but I got chocolate all over the place.
Okay, now does your dog want to go after the chocolate?
Oh, yes.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Careful.
Oh, yes. Yes, in fact, they got into it once. I had to go to the vet, and oh my goodness, I changed her name to 1K after that visit, let me tell you, if you get that drip. But, yeah, I know. But, now, of course, Janet has her own radio show on Tuesdays and Fridays, and today's Friday, at 10 a.m. on all of our radio stations, as well as iHeartRadio and the TuneIn app, searching by our radio station call letters, WWNN, 2 W's, 2 N's. And AJ's Natural Wellness Shop in the Festival Marketplace is very easy to find. Now, everyone knows the festival. It's been there forever, and it is immediately east of the Turnpike on the south side of Sample Road in Pompano. And inside, AJ's is so easy to find. Head back towards the food court. Right before the food court, look to the west. You'll see the information booth. That's where AJ's is. And, of course, you can schedule a no-charge consultation with Janet Cimarelli. And she is a licensed nutrition counselor, and you can do that in person by signing up there, or give them a call ahead of time at 954-317-1851. 954-317-1851. All right, Janet, have a great weekend. We'll talk next week.
We will. Have a one.
All right, take care. It's 8 a.m. The third hour starts now.
Covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network, WWNN, Pompano Beach.
When the pandemic hit America, our nation was caught off guard and unprepared. One of the biggest problems was we didn't have enough PPE because everything was made in China. There is a solution to this problem. Small Business Development Group has formed strategic manufacturers to produce medical exam gloves and associated raw materials right here in the USA. This way, supply chain issues will never be a problem again. This project is U.S. funded, owned, and managed. Best of all, it's without reliance on the foreign supply chain. Investing in this critical infrastructure is important to the safety and defense of America. Now, here's where you come in. If you're an entrepreneur, venture capitalist, or high net worth individual interested in this investment opportunity, contact Small Business Development Group at 919 area code 654-6870.
Who's condescending, Sophie G? Who's condescending?
6870. Learn more about this incredible opportunity. 919-654-6870.
Small Business Development Group is a publicly traded...
Well, thank you for watching, Joseph. Appreciate it. Obama? Yeah. But you know what? Jen Psaki is more condescending than Obama, isn't she?
StrategicManufacturers.com.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include siding, stucco, concrete restoration, impact windows and doors, weatherproofing, and painting. Laporta Contracting serves homes, single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call LaPorta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at LaPortaContracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to The Steve Kane Show.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida.
Welcome to all the new subs. Thank you so much. Everyone, please like the video before you forget to do it. Liking the video helps out a lot.
You are listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show. To call the show toll free, dial 1-888-COCAINE-1. That's 1-888-COCAINE-1. And now.
Alrighty, welcome back. Yes. 3 minutes after the hour is the Steve Kane Show, Florida's longest running radio show on the radio since 1977. Steve Kane back from COVID. He'll be joining us after the next break from the Steve Kane Radio Studio in Cooper City that is covered by a new roof from LaPorta Contracting. Oh man, beautiful roof too. Now, I've been telling you guys for a year that the Democrats have decided that MAGA are domestic terrorists. And that they're making all kinds of moves about that. Okay? We see this all the time. I mean, we go on and on. Well, there was a happening yesterday, and I'm not talking about the Oath Keepers. I'm talking about Pelosi. We've been called domestic enemies by Biden and the White House. Pelosi was asked, is MAGA, are conservatives domestic enemies? What do you feel about the White House saying this? Listen to this. This is Pelosi yesterday. Okay, now the reporter's a little low, but Nancy's loud and clear. Oh, yes, the House madam. The reporter asked Nancy Pelosi if she thinks Biden went too far, referring to those that oppose his legislation as domestic enemies. That would be MAGA, right? And some Democrats.
No, I stand with the president. I think that I thought his speech was wonderful, and I stand with him in the fight for voting rights. No criticism of Mr. Durbin. He has to do what he has to do vis-a-vis his own members and the rest. The only criticism I would make, too, I wouldn't say they're criticism, but observations, nobody knows who Bull Connor is. If we're making the case to say we're going to be with Martin Luther King or Bull Connor, who's that? We'll do with Martin Luther King or the people, Martin Luther King and John Lewis, or the people who unleashed the fierce dogs on them. That's who Bull Connor is. Strom Thurmond.
Everybody knows who Bull Connor is. The Democrats don't like to talk about Bull Connor because he was a Democrat. They like to talk about Strom Thurmond because he got out of that racist party and became a Republican.
I must have a lot of happy memories about Strom Thurmond. So, again, since you asked my critique of the president's speech, I thought it was fabulous. I come out.
Calling Americans domestic enemies simply because they oppose your political ideology. That she's fine with that. Wow. Her only criticism is that he used Democrat Bull Connor. He should have used Republican examples. But it's not funny. They believe we're domestic enemies, domestic terrorists. And what do you do with domestic enemies, right? That you incarcerate them. That is the mindset of the Democrat Party of today. And then Biden gave this speech. He got into the yelling thing again.
Is this mic on? Because, anyway.
Is this mic on? Doesn't even know if it's on. He talks into it anyway.
Is this mic on? Because, anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm not sure either. But anyway, I hope we get this done. But I'm not sure. But one thing for certain, like every other major civil rights bill that came along. If we missed the first time, we could come back and try the second time. We missed this time. We missed this time. And the state legislative bodies continue to change the law, not as to who can vote, but who gets to count the vote. Count the vote. Count the vote. It's about election subversion, not just whether or not people get to vote. Who counts the vote? That's what this is about. That's what makes this so different than anything else we've ever done. I don't know that we get it done, but I know one thing. As long as I have a breath in me, as long as I'm in the White House, as long as I'm engaged at all, I'm going to be fighting to change the way these legislatures have moving. Thank you.
Okay, now before we talk about the content of Biden's ramblings there, the yelling, okay, the yelling. A lot of people talk about the yelling. He's doing the yelling again, which he is. There's a reason for that. When people are suffering from cognitive decline, they often yell and act angry for two reasons. They think it makes them look alert, is the main reason. If they yell and are angry, it makes them look like they're with it when they're not. And it also is that they're boosting up their energy so they can function. Here in Florida, you know, we have the oldest population anywhere here in Florida, and you see this sometimes. That's, you know, I was at Walgreens at the pharmacy the other day, and there was a Biden guy yelling at the pharmacist. You called me. You told me it was ready. Hey, don't worry. It's too soon for the oxy, old man. You know, but that refill. But that's why he yells all the time. What he's talking about with the states, that what they're trying to do, the Democrats, I tell you, we were talking. There's this election to replace Alcee Hastings, who was a very corrupt man and a Democrat. He died. Black Democrat, and he used to fill in for Steve between the time he carved out this special district when they ran Florida long ago for Alcee Hastings. Very strange district. It goes through every black neighborhood and all the way up through Belgrade. It's a very strange thing. What he's talking about when this is what they're trying to do. There was federal oversight into many of the Democrat-run southern states long ago. The Democrats, the Jim Crow laws, and the Ku Klux Klan. The Ku Klux Klan, I said Ku Klux, I'm sorry, I misspoke. It's hard to say it. The KKK. The Ku Klux Klan, I need to get a clue, right? The Ku Klux Klan, their primary purpose was to stop Republicans from voting. Those were the freedmen. The freed slaves were voting Republican. And they spent a century doing that. And the Jim Crow laws about taking tests and things like this before you could vote were done by Democrats to suppress the Republican black vote. And when the civil rights legislation came in, the federal government had oversight and control over a lot of state elections in these formerly southern racist states. And they could not make a change to anything involving their elections unless the Justice Department approved it. And this is what they're trying to change. Every 10 years, there's a census, and after the census, redistricting takes place in all 50 states. And whatever party controls the legislative body of that state draw the districts to benefit them. This is how it's always been done. There's no other way to do it. What they're trying to do, those racist southern states are no longer racist, and they're Republican states now, like Florida. And now that they're Republican states, and they're not racist states because they're Republican states, they want to bring back those old voting rights controls over the redistricting in the southern states, so that southern states cannot make any changes to the voting districts or anything unless the Justice Department approves of it. And so that's that they're trying to nationalize the local and state elections because they're in a panic. So when they talk about voter rights, that's what they're talking. There's other things in there too, I know, but that's the big one. That's the big kahuna right there. And Ted Cruz came out yesterday talking about it.
Is a takeover of elections, and it's interesting, the rhetoric the Democrats use on this is Jim Crow. You know, Jim Crow laws were written by elected Democrats, and they were designed to prevent the voters from voting Democrats out of office. That's what Schumer's trying to do today. This is Jim Crow 2.0 of Democrats once again trying to take away the ability of the voters to vote them out of office. It's wrong, and it's an abuse of power.
Well, yeah. See, Ted Cruz, he's got a, he's doing a lot of. He made a mistake a couple weeks ago. He's trying to make up for his mistake, and he's doing all right lately. I'll give him that, Ted Cruz. He's right on the money. All right, let's take a call or two before we break, and then Steve Kane will be joining us. 1-888-GO-KANE-1. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Dieter Chewinski out of Springfield, Illinois.
Oh, yeah. What's going on, Springfield?
Well, I think the trolls that get these moron Democrat radio talk show hosts, but I was the one that you asked about that Pedro Guzman, 28-year-old El Salvadorian illegal that raped a 12-year-old girl in Harris County, Texas. But one of the things that I think is important is that people understand the gravity of the $85 billion in military equipment that Joe gave the Taliban. And it's such a huge number, people can't even start to understand. So I figured out a way. I weighed how much $10,000 in $100 bills is. It's 3.5 ounces.
Mm-hmm.
1 pound of $100 bills is $44,700. Now, out of the $85 billion that taxpayers' money went to for that equipment, $1 billion in $100 bills weighs 22,046 pounds. That's $1 billion.
Wow, that's a lot. You know, what Joe Biden did is he gave a country that we completely rebuilt. You know, that they were like prehistoric over there in Afghanistan when we moved in, and their number one export was heroin. We rebuilt the entire country, made it modern, and Joe Biden not only gave a country, but he gave a well-armed military with air power to the same people that knocked down the World Trade Center. You know, that's what he did, and he's not a nice man.
He needs to be held accountable for all this crap these illegal aliens.
He's a Democrat. He'll never be held accountable.
You know, somebody's going to fly off the handle.
All right. So you gotta, be careful. All right, Let's take our break. Steve will be joining us. I'm Brian. You're listening to Florida's longest running radio show, The Steve Kane Show, and we'll be back right after this.
Steve Kane radio listeners love Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca.
I went over to a Champagne Automotive, and I gotta say that this man is the most fair mechanic I have dealt with in my entire life. We took a car over there that was not being used yet. It belonged to my 90-year-old dad. Everybody I had taken it to before was charging an astronomical amount of money. But when we took it over there, Eddie took a look at it, and I gotta say that this man fixed the car. It's running like a charm. Anybody that needs a mechanic, I strongly recommend Eddie, and he is just the best thing that's happened to this family as far as car maintenance goes. It's fixed. Bottom line, it's fixed, and the price was right.
Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca will never do a repair on your car that your car doesn't need. And their prices are low. Champagne Automotive Repair in Boca. Give them a call. 561-245-8101. 561-245-8101.
Hi, Tom Laporta here from Laporta Contracting, Roofing, and Building Restoration. We survived the 2021 hurricane season. Now it's time to get your building envelope ready for the next season. Laporta Contracting installs all types of roofs, from asphalt, clay, and concrete, standing metal seam, flat roofs, and slate tile systems. Our building restoration offers complete envelope protection to include...
That wasn't YouTube. That's in general. You can't say where he was going.
Weatherproofing and painting. Laporta Contracting serves single-family single-family, multifamily, HOAs, and commercial properties. Call LaPorta Contracting today for a free evaluation and estimate, and go to our website to see our team and past customer videos at LaPortaContracting.com. Our number is 954-604-4602. That number again is 954-604-4602. And thanks for listening to the Steve Kane Show.
If you suffer with diabetes, there's a 25% chance that you'll develop a foot ulcer that can lead to severe health consequences, including amputation. At the Sole Authority, at little or no cost,
You can't say what he was going to say on the radio.
and custom inserts. Medicare recipients are entitled to one pair of
And nobody should be talking that way.
shoes and 3 custom inserts. Call the Sole Authority today, 954-597-7060.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, we're back 18 minutes after the hour. I'm Brian. It's the Steve Kane Show. Steve joining us. You with us, Steve? Oh, first day back in the studio. Good.
Exciting, very.
Well, I can tell today. I can tell by your voice the COVID is gone. You have been cleansed of COVID.
Yes, my chest is clear, and it's a whole new world out there. So,
Oh man, you guys should have heard Steve last Friday. Oh my goodness.
what are you expecting from Trump on
Tomorrow, excitement. Excitement.
about it?
Yeah, now I do know this. The Democrats are going to set him up with a lot of fake MAGA to boo him. You're going to find boos in this rally. There's going to be boos. The Democrats are no, it's going to be bigger. They're in a panic, and I've gotten tipped off on social media. What they're trying to do, and I think they're having, unfortunately, they're having some success in this, so we got to stop them. The Democrats and the never-Trumpers in the media over the past couple of weeks have been confusing issues, okay? Like with Kamala was confusing being opposed with busing as the same as being opposed to the integration of the public schools. They're two different things, okay? Busing, people want their kid to go to school at the neighborhood school, not an hour away. Doesn't mean they're opposed to integration. They're confusing Trump being vaccinated with being in favor of mandates. And what's going to happen is the liberals are going to send a bunch of fake MAGA to Arizona with MAGA hats, MAGA shirts, MAGA underwear on. And if he mentions anything about vaccines, they're going to start booing him. That's something you're going to see tomorrow. You'll see. I'm telling you. Yeah, I don't know if the mics will pick it up, but that is what they're going to do with that's one of the, and it's going to be a lot of them. Because they're trying to create this, and people need to be aware of this. The Democrats and the never-Trumpers are doing this infiltration because they want to get this lie out there that MAGA's done with Trump, which is a lie. It's fake news. But that's one thing to look for tomorrow.
What do you want to see happen with Trump?
I want to see 1 million people show up is what I want to see. Yeah, what do you want to see out there?
Yeah, I just want to get inspired again.
Oh, I'm always well, they've cut him off from every platform, so the rallies are back. And the rally will be on Newsmax. It will be on One American News. I don't think Fox News will carry it.
Well, I'd be surprised if that's true.
They didn't carry any of the rallies he did last year. Now this is news because this is his first election rally. He's campaigning for Kerry Lake, who's running for governor in Arizona. So this is a news event. It's the first one of the year, and it's the first rally of the midterm election season. So there's no reason why this should not be carried on Fox News, but I think that they'll just have Jesse Waters and Bongino and Judge Jeanine on instead. They haven't carried any of the others. I will be pleasantly surprised if they do carry it, and I hope they do, but I don't think they will.
No.
They're lowlives. So.
I can tell you the truth. I can use a little inspiration. It would be nice. I've missed that.
Oh yeah.
Donald, he hasn't been.
Well, he's going to be. The rally's going to be tomorrow night in Arizona. So cancel whatever weekend plans you have and be in front of your television.
Sure.
Oh, my goodness.
Of course, it will be our main source of conversation on
Monday. Oh, yeah.
And we'll see how it plays out.
Yep, that's right. All right, well, let's take some calls. Our number toll-free, 1-888-GO-KANE 1-888-465-2631. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Bob from Pompano.
Hey, Bob.
Welcome back, Steve. Hello?
Yes, nice being back.
Yeah. Listen, I clicked on to try to find what time he's going to be there at the rally tomorrow. I also found out the same thing, that the Martin Luther King's family is having a rally about voting rights at the same time.
Oh, they must be out of money. You know, the Martin Luther King's family are a bunch of grifters. Remember when they were trying to get royalties paid for anytime somebody played a speech of Martin Luther King? You know, and remember when Martin Luther King went to prison to meet with James Earl Ray? And he said, "Did you kill my daddy? Did you shoot my daddy?" He said to James Earl Ray. These publicity whores.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I'll tell you one thing. That you guys are right on with your information. I love your show. You really do a great job. You keep it energized. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you. Wow, guy with some very good taste in talk radio, no doubt about that. From a wise listener. Yeah, you know, this was a strange thing happened with Ron DeSantis the other day. I haven't played it yet. Maybe I'll play it, but, well, let's take some more calls, then maybe after the break. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Yeah, hi, good morning.
Yeah, what's your name?
My name's Casey. I'm from Lake Worth.
Casey and Lake Worth. Okay, go ahead, Lake Worth.
Casey at the bat.
I was just listening to you remarking how there's going to be a bunch of fake MAGA there booing him over the vaccinations, and I just like to disagree with you that those are going to be real MAGA people like me who just disagree with Trump on everything he did with COVID. I love Trump, but...
Oh, slow down. I'm so glad you called, and I'm sure everybody else is. You're MAGA, you're Trump, but you're upset with everything he did with COVID. Not mentioning the vaccines, what did he do with COVID when he was president that you disagree with?
He gave Fauci his presidency. He gave the intelligence agency his president.
He didn't do any of that. He didn't do any of that. We had a global pandemic, and I mean, think about it. You know, I had a woman call in earlier today that went to 3 stores and couldn't buy a bra. Okay, couldn't buy a bra. One of our listeners, PJ, went into Walmart here locally in South Florida. Went to the meat department. They didn't have any meat. Okay. And during the height of the pandemic 2 years ago, when the economy of the world was shut down, other than not being able to buy toilet paper for a couple weeks, you could buy bras, you could buy meat, you could buy food. What President Trump did during the pandemic was spectacular. Tell me what you like about Trump. Tell me what you like about Trump. Well, tell me what you like about him, specifically. Oh, he's getting nervous now, Steve. He's getting nervous. Tell us what you liked about Trump.
I think that Trump fought the establishment. That's what I liked about Trump.
Okay, so your solution, so you like that he fought the establishment. So your solution is to boo Trump, not support him, and let the establishment that you're glad he went up against control everything?
I just think you're misreading Trump's base. I think Trump's base loves Trump still. Just like me, I don't think there's somebody better in the Republican Party, but I just think he...
Yeah, okay, so when a global pandemic hit, we're in the beginning, right? Global pandemic hit. We're not at the end. Global pandemic, there's no treatments, there's no vaccines, there's no nothing. You say he did everything wrong. What would you have done if you were president?
I would have never gave Fauci...
No, I didn't ask you what you wouldn't do and what you didn't like about Trump. What would you have done?
I would have not allowed anything to be shut down. I would have not promoted vaccines.
There were no vaccines yet. How could you be? There were no vaccines yet. No. You're talking about the end with the vaccines that you don't like. I'm talking about in the beginning when people were getting infected and dying all over the world. What would you have done?
I don't necessarily have. I wouldn't have.
Oh, you don't have any answers. Okay, so you don't know what you would have done. You just say Trump did everything wrong.
No. Listen, every time somebody calls and has a disagreement with you about Trump, I was at January 6th.
Oh, you were at January 6th. There we go. Yeah. Listen. No, not Brian. What I'm doing with you is what I do with any caller. I'm asking you to stand up and back up what you're saying. You say Trump did everything wrong. I asked you what you would have done. You don't have an answer.
You were talking about people fake MAGA booing him. That's what I'm calling about.
Oh, you would boo Trump. You would boo Trump?
And he goes and promotes the vaccine. What I don't like about Trump right now is his inability to say, no politician does, and I understand that, but Trump will not say, he will not change his position.
Okay, tell me what Trump's position is on vaccines.
To go get vaccines, go get that. I get the vaccine. Without me, there would be no vaccine. That's what he said.
That's true. So he said, so slow down, Mr. MAGA. All the Trump haters are MAGA now. I know, it's ridiculous. I know. Okay, wait a minute. You would boo Trump if he says anything about the vaccines. Donald Trump, all he has said was he got the vaccines, he thinks other people should get it, and I'm against the mandates. What's the beef with that?
He thinks everybody should get it. He thinks it was...
No, in fact, no, he doesn't think everyone should get it. No, he does not. In fact, he gave an interview to One American News this week, and he said young people shouldn't get vaccinated. He said people should talk to their doctor and get vaccinated, and I'm opposed to the mandate. That's what he said. He didn't say everybody should get it.
He was on stage with O'Reilly and that. Okay, that was a paying crowd. People booed him, seriously booed him, of what he said about vaccines. This is not fake MAGA.
What is wrong with saying, what is wrong with him saying, I got the vaccine, I think other people should get the vaccine, but I'm against the mandates. You're going to boo him for that?
Because he's in his own echo chamber.
No. Explain to me what's wrong with that. No. Excuse me. Explain. Slow down, MAGA man. This is what he said. This is Donald Trump. I was vaccinated. I think others should get vaccinated, but I'm against the vaccines. It should be an individual choice. Why would you or anyone else boo him for saying that?
I didn't hear that clearly.
Well, then you're not listening. He says, I was vaccinated. I think others should get vaccinated, but I am against the mandates.
And
by the way, when they talk about the fact that Trump was booed, when you listen to the tape of it, he was barely booed. It was like three people, like yourself, highly scattered boos.
And in every interview he said, including Maria Bartiromo the other day, every interview he has always said, I am opposed to the mandates. No mandates. And if you don't know that if you're saying that you don't know that he said that, you're just lying.
He's opposed to the mandate.
Oh, a minute ago you said you didn't hear that.
I know.
Okay, so explain to me when he says, because I want to know, I want to understand, okay? When he says he's vaccinated, he thinks others should talk to their doctor about it, but I'm against the mandates. Why would a MAGA person boo Trump for that?
This is just what he said yesterday.
No, he said it in every interview. Including O'Reilly, okay? Including O'Reilly. And I saw that, I didn't go to it, but Bill O'Reilly sent us a video of the entire event, and I watched it, okay? And Steve's right, it was a couple people, and he said there he was opposed to the mandates. Why would someone who's MAGA boo him when he says that? What is there to boo?
Because he still won't. He is the reason we have this bad vaccine, which is the reason that COVID...
Well, that you don't have, but you don't, do you have the vaccine? Have you been vaccinated?
No.
Okay, has President Trump said that you should be mandated to get vaccinated?
No, but
okay, then what are you booing? What are you booing?
What?
Then, huh? What? He's getting confused now. You okay? Then what are you booing? Why? Tell me why you would, when he says, I am against the mandates, it is your individual choice. Why would you boo him?
I wouldn't boo him for saying those.
Well, that's what he says every time, including to Bill O'Reilly at the Houston event.
He says, he goes and brags. Listen, he goes and brags.
Yeah, he goes and brags. Oh, yeah, that's how all the MAGA people talk. Trump's a bragger. You're going to give him a hard time? You're going to boo him because he asked for a second scoop of ice cream, too?
Oh, Brian.
I know, you're MAGA. I know, you're MAGA. I know. You're just like, yeah, I know, you're MAGA. I know.
Brian, I worked on Steve Kane's house. I went to Laporta Contracting.
Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, listen. Tell me why you would boo Trump when he says he is against mandates.
I didn't say that. You are putting words in my mouth.
But when he talks about it at these events, he always says he opposes the mandates. The news cut that part out. Whenever the news shows the clips, they edit that out.
Listen, have you heard the Marine Colonel that just came out? That the vaccine, virus is a vaccine. It was a vaccine that was released on accident from the lab. This is on.
Listen, people say a lot of things, okay? People say a lot of things.
On these vaccines.
Well, that's fine. Listen, it's America, okay? But if people go around and boo Trump, really booing him for something he didn't say in a position he doesn't have, if they go around and boo Trump, who does that help? Who does that keep in power?
Well, I think just Trump needs to listen to his base, because that is his base. His base is anti-vax. That's a fact.
Oh, so when Trump got where he is by not being pushed around by public opinion polls, by telling us what he thinks. So you want Trump to lie. You want Trump to come out on stage in Arizona tomorrow and lie.
No, I just think Trump needs to get Lindsey Graham out of his ear and start listening to his base again.
Okay. All right. Okay. All right. Take care. Oh, my goodness. There's only one opening on the board. Now, I just want to say this. I want to say this. Well, thank you. I just want to say this going into the break. If you're on hold, stand by. We got to take a break. We'll go back to the calls. There's only one opening on the board. In every instance, Trump says at the end he's opposed to the mandates and says it very strongly. The media, when they put these clips on the air, edit that out. Like in Charlottesville when he said there were some fine people there. And I'm not talking about the white supremacists. They should be, and Nazis. They should be condemned. Remember, they cut all that out. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. And I'll tell you this. If you boo Trump, you're not MAGA. All right. Full board of calls. We'll be back right after this.
Brian Craig here. I have the MyPillow slippers. Mike Lindell, he's right. These are the most comfortable slippers
Steve Kane Show.
I've ever
Hold on.
worn. And you can get them for 40% off at MyPillow.com with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E. One of our listeners called in on the air and told us about his experience with the MyPillow My Slippers.
Brian, I have the MyPillow slippers, and I have neuropathy. These are fantastic slippers.
Really? Which ones do you have? Which style do you have?
The fur-lined.
Oh, the slip-on fur-lined ones?
Yeah, inside, outside.
What is neuropathy and what are the symptoms?
Well, the nerves in your feet start going bad, and it affects your balance, and it's painful.
So you're wearing the MyPillow My Slippers, which, by the way, 40% off with the promo code KANE, K-A-N-E, and it's helped with your neuropathy.
Yes, it is. It's much. I have to wear slippers at home. I can't go barefoot or even with socks on.
Wow.
So I have to wear that. And I also have the MyPillow pillow and the MyPillow mattress topper and the.
That mattress topper is unbelievable, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Oh, man.
My wife loves it.
Oh, man. I know, they're all great. Yeah, I know. And by the way, when you use the promo code Kane at checkout, 40% off the MyPillow slippers, 30% off the MyPillow mattress topper, and you get 2 free MyPillows with it. So it's great. Well, that's awesome. Order your MyPillow, My Slippers, 40% off with the promo code Kane at checkout, K-A-N-E, at MyPillow.com. Or call 1-800-716-4879. 1-800-716-4879. Promo code Kane, K-A-N-E. Do you think you've come in contact with someone who has coronavirus? Steve Kane's wife Lori did, and she went to Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs to find out if she has coronavirus.
So I came into contact with somebody who tested positive for COVID, and I was scared, and I needed results right away, so I went to Any Lab Test Now in Coral Springs. It was great. I didn't want to have to stay in line for 2 hours and have a swab stuck down my nose into my brain. It was very pleasant. I made an appointment. They got me in within the hour. I was out of there within 20 minutes. Thank goodness the test was negative, and I can go back to work tomorrow. They also tested me for the antibodies, and I haven't been exposed. So do what I did. Go over to Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs. They give great rates for Steve Kane listeners, and tell them we sent you.
It's worth 15 minutes of your time to have peace of mind and know that you and your family are safe. Any Lab Test Now of Coral Springs is located at 955 North University Drive on the southeast corner of University and Ramblewood near the Coral Square Mall. You can call them at 954-906-5983. 954-906-5983. Any Lab Test Now of Boca is in the Sandalfoot Plaza where the Western Beef is, south of Palmetto Park Road and north of Hillsboro. Call them at 561-237-5009. 561-237-5009. Make sure you tell them you heard about them on the radio.
The Steve Kane Show is brought to you by Attorney Barry Siegel at the Siegel Law Group. Are you concerned with the distribution of your assets at the time of your passing? Avoid probate. Call the Siegel Law Group with 9 offices throughout South Florida, from Palm Beach Gardens to Coral Gables. Call toll-free 1-855-FLA-3782.
Listen to the Steve Kane Show on iHeartRadio. Just search for it.
All right, see, first day you're back post-COVID in the studio. We got a full board of calls. You want to take some? All right, now I've lost track of who called in first, who called in second, and last, everywhere in between. All these calls are screenless. I've talked to none of them, and I'm going to take them in random order, so I have no idea what's coming our way. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Hi, it's Helen from Massachusetts.
Mm-hmm.
Regarding President Trump and the vaccine mandates, he was against the mandates even before the vaccines were available, because I remember an old presser where he was announcing the EUA, Fauci and Bricks were standing behind him. I don't know what they said to him, but he was mic'd, and he turned around and he responded to them, and he said, because not everyone's going to want to take the vaccine.
Yeah, you know, funny you say that. I remember that now. We talked about that at the time.
I remember that clearly. Also, with this man's comment regarding President Trump bragging, President Trump doesn't brag. They weren't reporting his achievements, so he's got to be his own mouthpiece.
Well, you know, what he did, you know, listen, if you don't want to take the vaccine, don't take it. That's what Trump says. He says, I've taken it. I think you should talk to your doctor about it, but I'm against the mandates. That is not controversial. That is not controversial. I'm sure Trump does other things that he doesn't think should be mandated too, as we all do. And I don't understand this. I don't understand this at all.
Constitutional, he will not support.
If Donald Trump, if President Trump were advocating for mandates, okay, the last caller would be correct. That would be wrong. Okay, and so far as Fauci, you know, when that virus hit at the beginning of the year, President Trump did everything right. Okay, and look at what's going on with the economy right now. Now, the shelves aren't just empty. We've got the highest rate of inflation in any of our lives. Donald Trump kept any other president, and even the Republicans, we would have fallen into a global depression 2 years ago, and he kept the economy going. He kept the economy going. You know, I mean...
He did, because I was one of those preppers where I thought, well, I'm going to hit the grocery store and I'm going to get, just stock up on a few things until this thing blows over. So, yeah.
I mean, and I got to tell you, I was scared. When this hit last year, it was 2 years ago. I keep saying last year. It was 2 years ago. When it hit 2 years ago, it was scary, and I thought we were going to be put in a global depression. And he kept the economy of America and the world alive. This joker, this senile old coot, Biden, was handed everything, a perfect everything, and he's wrecked it. Could you imagine what this would have been like during a crisis?
Oh my gosh. Honestly, and this is just me, I think that, remember when Bill Clinton took office, everything was perfect for him because President Reagan took care of everything. So he walked into a great economy and all that. Well, I think Biden, the people, his puppet masters, believed the same thing, and Biden just screwed everything up. But
remember what Obama said. Everything Joe does, he screws up. Every decision he makes is the wrong one. So that's Obama, okay? Talking about his vice president. Yeah.
For that, too.
Yeah. Hey, listen, thanks for the call. All right? Take care. Good morning. You're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Me?
Yes, you.
Hi. I appreciate
Sounds like you.
a caller from 2 people ago.
I'm sorry. I could start over. You were mumbling there. I couldn't understand what you were saying.
That I agree with the gentleman that called before this last caller.
Tell me what you're agreeing with.
I agree with the fact that Trump is bragging about the vaccine. The vaccine, the mandate, that's just the symbol of everything that has happened these last 2 years. Trump opened the door for these people when he agreed to close things down for 2 weeks. And then he caved, and he didn't reopen everything. And look at us now. Where are we 2 years later?
Well, it depends on where you are. I mean, I'm in Florida. Where are you? No, where are you? Where are you? You're in Texas. Okay. So the only place things are still bad are in Democrat-run areas.
And I have family in some of those Democrat-run areas, and it's sad when I go visit them because they are so locked up. The children wearing those god-awful masks.
Tell me at what point. Okay. So let me. I want to ask you a serious question here. I want to hear this. Okay, but listen to what I'm going to ask you. You're obviously against the vaccines. Okay, and of course you want to and what you want to do is well, wait a minute. You said Trump was pushing the vaccines.
Listen, it's not about pushing the vaccine. It's not about the mandate. It's about the chain of events that he put forward. Those 2 days, in that March day, on March 19th, when he said, we're going to close things down for 2 weeks to stop the spread. And look at us now. Then he said he was...
Yeah, and then what did he do? He reopened everything.
He opened the door, and then Burke and Dr. Fauci and the Democrats just ran everything, and he allowed them to get into the American public's mindset.
Okay. So I'm going to ask you the same thing I asked the MAGA guy earlier. Steve, is this what did he lie about?
We trusted him. We trusted him.
No. You said Trump lied. What did he lie about?
Apple banana.
Not everything. Oh my goodness, we're talking about it. No. Specifically, you said Trump lied to the American people. Okay, and maybe you don't know what a lie is. This: I did not have sex with that woman, Miss Lewinsky.
He lied to us when he said that he would reopen things by Easter.
Well, I'm sorry that the virus spread. He put it off a little bit. That's not a lie. No. There was a crisis going on that was developing. A lie is this. This is a lie. The one I just gave you. I did not... oh, she hung up. I did not hang up on that caller. She hung up. What do you think, Steve?
Out there that have it in for Trump and are not for the phones. That's what I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Trump is the only one speaking with clarity on this from the beginning. And he was the one that brought the...
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many people... If Trump hadn't started the manufacture of the vaccine when he started pushing it, can you imagine what the death toll would have looked like?
Oh, I don't even want to know. Yeah, I know. Well, listen. Yeah, you're right.
Is that if I hadn't had the vaccine, I probably wouldn't be here now. That's what I think.
You were pretty sick last week. I was worried about you. You were pretty sick.
Very sick.
Yeah.
I was very sick.
But I'll tell you, you can tell in your voice today you're COVID-free. I know. And we're happy that you are. Oh, now listen, Steve, it's time for the Gold Report. From the offices of William Youngerman Incorporated in Boca, we have on the line William Youngerman. William Youngerman, good morning.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
I'm doing good, and Steve's back post-COVID with us today, which we're excited about.
Oh, wonderful.
How are you, William?
Good morning, Steve. Glad to hear you're feeling better.
Oh, yes.
Oh, he beat the COVID. Nothing can make him feel better than hearing about the medals, though. I know that. That's Steve's high point of the day.
High point of my day. Every day.
We're going way back up over 1,800 again at closing yesterday, $1,822.20. It's actually down $3.30 on the day after trading all the way up to $1,830 yesterday. Silver closed $23.06. That was down 6 cents. Platinum was down $8 at $970, and palladium closed out yesterday at $1,832. This morning we've got gold back up another $4.80 at $1,827 the ounce. Silver up 4 cents right now at $23.10. Platinum up $5 at $975, and palladium down $20 at $1,812. So the markets are holding very nicely above $1,800 on gold and silver at $23. Bitcoin down to 42,000. Oil up to $82 a barrel, with the U.S. dollar continuing lower.
Well, it just seemed like not that long ago, Bitcoin was like $67,000 or something. Now it's oh my goodness. It isn't. Oh man, I know. I know.
Sounds right.
I know. It's amazing. It's amazing. Now, what's the best buy today? If somebody comes in or calls up, what's the best buy today? What should they be looking at? These are great numbers.
Yeah, well, I mean, they're all pretty much equally based. Gold's a great value around here. Silver, of course, has been a great value at $23 an ounce. Platinum still remains extremely cheap at practically 1/2 the price of gold, 15 times rarer than gold. An asset that has been set aside for palladium due to the fact that palladium is a byproduct of platinum mining, and that put a lot of pressure on platinum when they switched over to palladium. However, they are switching a lot of manufacturing of the items now back to platinum, so we'll see how long.
Well, they've driven palladium up so high they're going back to platinum. You know, and platinum, you can get platinum just like you do your gold and silver. There's coins that are issued by governments like the United States that are platinum, right?
That's correct. Beautiful platinum eagles from the United States, Britannias from Britain, Maple Leafs from Canada. Several of them we have them all in stock.
Yeah, they're beautiful, beautiful coins. Now listen, William Youngerman opens up weekdays at 10 a.m. They're located right here in Boca at 150 East Palmetto Park Road on the first floor of the Bank of America building, just east of US 1 Federal Highway on the south side of Palmetto Park Road. Online at williamyoungerman.com, and call them toll-free, 1-800-327-5010. 1-800-327-5010. All right, William Youngerman, we'll talk next week. All right, now there's only one opening on the board, but I want to say something before we go to the other calls, Steve. I know you want to join in. Saturdays at 11 a.m., Al Knight and Dr. Lemaski have their radio show on all of our radio stations, and you can also listen on iHeartRadio and the TuneIn app, searching for our station call letters WWNN. And while Steve was down and out with the COVID, Dr. Lemaski kept you going. In fact, in particular, last weekend, Steve was like razor blade time with the COVID, and Dr. Lemaski, really, you were. Dr. Lemaski on the weekend intervened and pulled you through those last couple days with the COVID.
She's the best, no question.
Yeah, and Dr. Lemaski with Al Knight on our radio stations, 11 a.m. To 12 on Saturdays, takes live calls. And if you've got any personal problems or anything going on, she'll do a little bit of light therapy on the air. Okay, and she's very good. And when I mean it, she was helping Steve over the weekend last weekend with that last. And I remember I talked to you before and after you talked to Dr. Lemaski, and you were like really bad. And then after you talked to her, I talked to you, and you were like, it was a different person.
Good at lifting spirits, no.
Yep. All right, let's go to the phones now. You callers on hold, be quick to the point because we got a full board and not a lot of time, and we're going to try to get through as much as we can on the phones before the end of the show. All right, you're on the radio. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
Yeah, it's Juan from Coral Springs.
Hey, Juan.
Hey, Juan. Hey, Steve. Welcome back. I'm glad you're healthy. I know we're under the consensus time, but yeah, Trump did make some mistakes, and here they are.
Oh, he's human. Breaking news: Trump is human.
Oh, yes, he's human, and that's why he's better second term. I mean, he hired Christopher Wray. He helped McConnell, that loser, who he called a loser on NPR, which he is. He hired, that Millie or whatever guy, that, the ones that had...
Now listen, so far as I know, there's only been one perfect man. His name was Jesus, all right, who did no wrong. But the way you're... Trump was conned by a lot of frauds and liars, when he was up there in Washington. And so far as Christopher Wray and others, this is what happened. Okay, when you get up there, President Trump was a complete political outsider, okay? He was a businessman, very successful, did a perfect job as president as far as I'm concerned. The man did no wrong. But what happens with a lot of these government agencies, what happens when you get up there is if you want to get something done, you don't even know who to call to do it. And what happens is they bring in people like Ray and others that know who to call and how the system works or what department handles this and that. And they got some snakes up there. Yes, you're correct.
But what he should have done, and whenever you want to hire somebody and key positions, is, Attorney General, nobody better than Pam Bondi, our Attorney General over here. And the list can go on. You can hire the director of the FBI could be somebody that's directed the Texas Rangers or FDLE, and the list goes on. But he knows that now. That's the thing. He knows that now. And, all I want is Donald Trump to get reelected again, and I want him to finish the job that he started. And
All right, Juan. You got it. Take care. Good morning. You're on the radio.
That's the thing.
No, that's me. Good morning, caller. All right. Good morning. You're on the radio.
Brian, it's Mary Jane from Dania Beach.
Hey, Mary Jane, Dania Beach. What's up?
Hey, Mary Jane.
Brian, good luck for Steve. I just want to say that, Trump, it kind of disturbed me when he could have stood at that podium in the beginning and said, we welcome any doctor, any scientist. Please come forward, share your therapies with us. We welcome.
He brought in people like Dr. Atlas. All this Monday morning quarterbacking, that...
March of 2020 or April, and they ignored Dr. Atlas. Another thing is not Trump, but his team ignored Dr. Atlas. They iced them out.
And look at what he did. Look. Trump got the COVID. Okay, like these callers, MAGA Man and the rest. Oh, he got these treatments. This terrible man. He got COVID and he almost died. Okay, he almost died. They flew him out on an emergency flight at the White House during the day on Marine One, which panics people. He did the drive-by to the crowd a day or two later because of one of the treatments that he had developed with Operation Warp Speed. The IV treatment, monoclonal antibody treatment, saved his life, one of those treatments. You know? So I don't understand, you know, why anyone would have any problem with him developing medicines that you can take or not.
Other therapies that were cheap.
He did. If you remember, he did. Well, when a global pandemic hits and your decisions will result in people living or dying by possibly the millions, sometimes you're a little cautious. It's easy to sit back at Dania Beach, you know, annoyed that the French Canadians are back because Canada can come back to America and tell us, yeah, right, yeah, I know Dania Beach, and oh yeah, Canadians, all right. Thank you. Good morning. You're on the radio. Last call of the week.
I just want to say, you know, everybody's brilliant when it comes to hindsight.
That's right. But you know what? Trump's brilliant even before hindsight.
20.
Yeah. Hey, take care. Thanks for the call. Good morning. Quick. You're on the air. Yes, you're on the air. Be quick. We're almost out of time.
Brian, how are you? Hi, Steve. I just wanted to say that it seems like all the callers that are calling in claiming that they are MAGA, it seems that they're all angry, and they all make the same claim that Trump is a liar. I have these conversations with some of my Democratic friends who voted for Biden, and they say, well, Trump is a liar. Well, what did he lie about? Oh, he lied.
Everything. He lied. Yeah, exactly. Hey, we're out of time, but thanks for the call. We're out of time. Steve, we got 10 seconds. You want to say goodbye?
All right. Well, we'll be back to discuss the Trump appearance on Monday. We hope you will join us. Until then, on behalf of our she doesn't like that.
Yeah.
Anyway, you know me. I'm Steve. We'll see you Monday. God bless Donald Trump.
We've got you covered. AM 1470, FM 95.3, 96.9. South Florida's FM Money Talk Radio Network. WWNN, Pompano Beach.
All right, guys. Now, before I go, tell me, as I'm cleaning up here, tell me your thoughts on the last half hour of the show. The people criticizing Trump. Let me see. What do you think about the last half hour? The people that were criticizing Trump. Give me your thoughts on them. Definitely a good show, Carolyn. I agree. Thank you. I don't mind the people disagreeing, but that the last caller made a good point that they're angry. Looked like a concerted attack. Wow. You were waiting for the voicemail? I played one. Yeah, Steve sounds great. I told you, he's completely COVID-free. It did seem like a concerted effort, didn't it? We got a lot of them at once. Too many callers watching CNN. Liberals. Maggots, not MAGA. Oh my gosh. Shows us a degree of Trump derangement syndrome that it still exists. Yeah. It is definitely interesting the way people react. I mean, there's no getting around that. Well, thank you, Eric. Yeah, I thought it was a very good show. Yeah, it was definitely a good show. That is true, Carolyn. You back Trump 100%. Lively show. Yep. People have turned away from Jesus. That is true. Dan says, Brian, you're becoming hurt all over and they're scared. I did. I missed that. Well, thank you very much for that $50 super chat. Thank you so much. Fake MAGA. Liked and shared. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The best is yet to come. Great show in chat today. What's going on? Yeah, I still got the stream going. Is something going on?
I wanted to stop
the delay? Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. Oh, for the weekend show that you? Oh, yeah. Trump is God's chosen. Always a good show. Ridiculous. Yeah, that's Gary. When do they do the show in here? Is it Saturday or Sunday?
Sunday.
All right, I'll see you. See you next week.
Talk to Steve. Say hi for me.
I will. I will. Yeah, Steve sounded great today. That today was the first day he was COVID free. Yesterday he he was he's been taking like some over the counter cold medications, which doesn't really help for what he had to. Well, some of the symptoms, like he had like post nasal drip from it. But today this was like the first day that he was like, totally ready. Well, thank you guys for your support. I appreciate it. I don't mind people calling in criticizing Trump. But even if they say they're a conservative or a Trump person, I'm gonna challenge that, because first off, I'm going to challenge any caller who disagrees, whether they're liberal or conservative or claim to be conservative. And the other, I'm turning on our voicemail. The other thing is, I don't believe anyone who is MAGA would boo Trump, criticize Trump, or say any. There's a big picture here. There's a big picture here, and people that claim to. How can you be MAGA? Now explain this to me, and then I do have to go because I got work I got to do. How can someone be MAGA and be vocally opposing Donald Trump? Is that possible? Can you? I mean, is it if you're not supporting Trump and everything he does, are you still MAGA? I say no. Yeah, was glad. Yeah, Sarah was back in the chat today. That was very nice. Yeah, Trump 2024. There's no way you can't vocally oppose Trump and be MAGA. No, I wonder if he takes his pension, or is he donating his presidential pension? I bet he is. I don't know if Sarah's in here now. She was in here earlier, but she's still in the hospital. No, it's not possible, Samantha. Not possible. Well, guys, I got to run, but I'll see you later, and I'll be streaming over the weekend. All right, guys? Take care. Make sure you like the video before you go, all right? Take care.